Excellent.
You don't know what you're doing.
Welcome, everybody, to an all-new episode of Much to Do About Nothing. This is going to be a jam-packed episode. So let's jump right into it. Let me start off by introducing my panel, starting off with my co-host, Joel. What's up, Joel?
What's up, everybody? This should be a long one.
We will try for it not to be, but you know me. Next up, Didge. What's up, Didge?
What's up, guys? I'm a lot to talk about. I'm excited to get into this.
Absolutely. And Trayvon. What's up, Trayvon?
Happy to be here. Usually I'm in the comments or something, but here today, that's the call.
Front row seat. All right, so let's jump into this. We're going to start off with Tom Hardy took to Instagram to show us that not only is a script complete for Venom 3, what looks to be, it is in early development. Now, bless Tom Hardy's heart. Okay. This to me is just like it. I mean, you know,
I love it too.
He's been very consistent with these movies. So all I can say is, okay, Tom Hardy. Joel, I'll go to you first. You excited for Venom 3? I was about to say Venom 2. Sorry, Venom 3.
I mean, I'm excited because I'm very curious where they go next. Does it go farther than that? Is it really over after the third one? It's another question. What story is there to tell? I mean, I know where they were leaning towards, and if you pay attention to part 2, but like, will they actually go there, or will they do something different? Will we finally see Spider-Man and Venom together? Whatever Spider-Man they choose to give us. The other question: will we finally see the White Spider on Venom's costume? You know, the little things that we ask for as fans. And where the fuck is this universe going after the fact? So I'm just, a lot of questions beg to be answered, and I do love his enthusiasm. He seems to really do. It really does seem to like playing the character, so I appreciate that. And I've enjoyed the movies for what they are. They're not masterpieces, but they're fun. They're fun popcorn movies, and I love the dynamic between him and the symbiote. So it works for me.
Yeah, no is really all I'm asking about. At this point, I've let go of the delusion that they have any interest in introducing Spider-Man in this movie. So seeing him with the White Spider is something I expect to see if we see him again past this movie. Or knowing Sony, look, shit, we know that Kevin Feige is the Pat Riley of Disney, right? So maybe when they were negotiating, he laid his NBA rings on the table and said, hey, that White Spider Venom shit, that's for when I introduce Venom in the MCU. You stick with that stupid shit you decided to do. I'm going to do the real deal over here.
White man.
Don't be like
No, and look, no. I'm not. I told you before, I enjoy the Venom movies. So this isn't me shitting on it. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see it in this movie, but we for sure see that white symbol on Venom come time when Feige utilizes Venom with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I could 100% see that.
It kind of doesn't make sense now. Honestly.
Well, to me, it honestly does. You're absolutely right. Because to me, it's the idea of they kind of hitched themselves to this horse already, right? So now to do it now is kind of just like, well, good, but you maybe should have led with it. Right. And it's kind of just like, at this point, just finish it off however you want to finish it off, and then just move it right along to the side, and do everything else you're doing. Incorporate Spider-Man, don't incorporate Spider-Man, whatever, right? But yeah, I am with Joel. As long as I get Null, I'll be a happy camper. It's only if I don't get Null that I'll be very disappointed heading into this movie. Because to me, that just logically seems the only other place to go. I mean, you killed off Carnage, which I still don't really understand. That right there let me know. I don't know how you retcon it. Like, we legit
forgot a way.
kill him. So, like, I don't really know how you retcon that. Because here's the thing. Because you're saying Carnage. That's a symbiote. Maybe you could say that comes back, but there's no way you could tell us that Cletus Cassidy comes back, and I have no interest in seeing anyone else be Carnage but Cletus Cassidy. Mm-hmm. So to me, I don't know. I don't know. I just want Null. We'll see if they do it. Didge, what are your thoughts?
I'm interested. I like the first two Venoms. They were fun. They weren't cinematic masterpieces by any means or anything, but they were fun. That's all I need from a Venom verse where there's no Spider-Man. So if you can keep me entertained for the hour and a half that this is gonna be, sure, let's do this again. But you're definitely coming to the end of your rope on this one. You can't keep doing these and not introduce a Spider-Man at all, because even at some points in 2, it's like, all right, man, why are we still here with this? But it was entertaining enough that I was like, all right, sure, I'll do it one more time.
Yeah, I'll say this. One thing Tom Hardy and Sony have going for them is that I feel like these Venom movies have become like Fast and Furious, where I'm less interested in your story and more interested in how you can entertain me visually, right?
Fair.
Like, I've thrown all logic of scripts being good, making any sense. All of that is out the window. And I'm able to walk into these movies and go, hey, did she Venom? I'm a happy camper. Right?
Fair. That's
so it's
very
like,
fair.
It's kind of just what they've become. So to me, it's like, as I see Mr. E in the comments, I don't know how many stories you can tell with Venom as a solo character, so I'm curious as to what they got. Null. You literally hinted at Null to end that last movie, or at least the planet of where the symbiotes come from.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Null would be the perfect way to end it, right? If 3 is ending it. We don't fucking know. But Trayvon, what are your thoughts?
I think it'll be fun. I enjoy that he likes doing it too. I don't know much about Null, but he did hint about his planet and everything. So, I mean, I guess we'll see where they go with that. I don't know. These movies are just fun. I don't know, the romance wingman thing they're doing. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's like a fun time. It's not like thought provoking or anything like that, but it's fun. And honestly, I do think about Morbius. He did say, "I am Venom," like, you know, stuff like that. It was like, oh, you know, he's aware of him. So it's like, you know, something can happen there. He's aware. So I was like, let's see what happens there. Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely with you. I think my biggest question is, I think the question mark I still have, and Joel, before we go to the next topic, I want you guys to answer this question. I'm really curious. If you're Sony, is this kind of just like, all right, let's get the 3 done with and move on? Because I'm just wondering, what's your logic if you're Sony with allowing the MCU to now possibly introduce Venom, right? To where it's like, well, it's not in competition with you, but it does give Feige an opportunity to see everything you did wrong and fucking perfect it, right? To where it essentially just becomes, people just forget about those movies because they're really not, again, we have to wait to see what their bigger plan is, but it's essentially not really connected to anything larger than just creating characters outside of Spider-Man, right? So to me, it's like, I kind of feel like you set yourself up, because if Feige does do Venom, the history books will definitely show Feige's Venom over Tom Hardy's Venom, unless you pull some kind of weirdo shit and bring Hardy in there to be Venom, right? So I'm very curious. I mean, look, as much as I agree with you to where that would be like, part of me loves it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trayvon.
I was saying it'd be weird because he's not a villain. Like, he's not.
Right.
So it's like, he wouldn't fight. He wouldn't go. I don't know. He was like interested in Spider-Man, but I'm like, but you're not a villain. So I'm like, I'm not really that worried about you.
He's an anti-hero, so he's fought Spider-Man numerous times.
Well, I'm saying this iteration of Venom.
Yeah, this
iteration. Supposed to, right. So the way the end of that movie was supposed to be, setting that up to where we thought we would see something pan out from it was, he's now the lethal protector, right? And they were branding Spider-Man as a murderer. So Venom felt obligated to, I'm the lethal protector, I'll go stop Spider-Man. Only for that to just break down into essentially nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It's so weird because then you also don't have the Peter Parker, Eddie Brock relationship of hate. So it's like that and that's a big thing. It's just, it would be so weird to just bring in this Eddie Brock that he's a brand new face to New York City and just be like, yeah, they hate each other automatically. And it's like, well, why?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could definitely build it up because here's the biggest thing, right? And I can't wait for them to answer this. And I'll pass this off to you, Joel. We do not yet know what Peter Parker's job is. We know he's able to afford an apartment. We have no idea how, because remember, he doesn't get any of that money left to Aunt May because no one knows who Peter Parker is, right? So it's like, well, he didn't inherit any kind of money. So how was he able to get his own apartment? So I'm very interested what Feige's plan is for Peter Parker's work. Because you could do, you could do like the game did, to where he's working for a scientist. Right. And the animated series, remember, the animated series had Eddie Brock and Peter working in Dr. Connor's lab together. Spectacular Spider-Man. So I'm like, you could go that route and you build some kind of jealousy that way. So I'm like, there's a way to do it. We just got to see how Feige sets it up. You know what I'm saying? But Joel, how do you see this kind of turning out with MCU possibly doing Venom soon?
I really wish I could tell you. I honestly don't know. Like, because my issue is more or less, you don't want to do the same thing,
right,
but you also want to do the same thing. It's you know what I mean? It's hard. And now you're like, fuck. You took the part I like the most now, but now they're gonna twist it, so they'll have the symbiote. But will it be Eddie Brock? Probably not. Probably not. They have two options. They can go, which they probably won't. They can go the Flash Thompson route, or they can go the Matt Gargan route. I don't know if they'll go to either. Maybe they'll create somebody new, or maybe they do introduce an Eddie Brock, which I would be fine with if they did that. But we will get the symbiote. I think even before we get to Eddie, it has to go to Peter. So I was like, I want to see Peter and the symbiote interact at some point during Secret Wars, because I think that's all set up, right? Then I think at some point after we can get our Venom. Will it be Agent Venom? I don't know. Will it be classic White Spider Venom? Or maybe we won't get that in this third movie.
Agent Venom, wouldn't that have to be Flash?
It would have to be
He
Flash.
Was the Agent Venom one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
And didn't he join the Guardians or team up with the Guardians at some point or something?
Yeah, that I don't remember.
Thunderbolts. He was everywhere.
Yeah, he was a few places. I will say this: if you're, yes, he did. Yep. If you're Feige, you got to be careful, because if it is Flash, remember essentially, take the script out of it. Remember the number one reason everyone hated Topher Grace being Venom. He's too small. Like he's way too small.
That Flash they had, right, unless they're bulking him up, that Flash they had.
Can't see it.
He just doesn't come off.
Just like I can't see the Hobgoblin. I can't see.
I can see that before I see that.
I can't see that either.
Wait, hold on. I'm really curious, Trayvon. Why can't you see Hobgoblin?
I just don't see him. Like he's like, why? They gotta really build it up.
Why is a good question.
They really gotta build it up.
I was gonna say, because you're asking two different questions. So you're asking why would,
like, how would they get there? Yeah, how would they get there?
Okay, yeah, that
doesn't
again
make sense.
That's a fair question.
It doesn't make sense now because we don't have a Norman Osborn, we don't have anything. So I'm with you there. But that makes all the sense in the world, especially because remember, Jacob has slimmed down tremendously.
When you saw that, did somebody say he was holding the figure or something?
Yeah,
like speculated. I'm just like,
yeah.
I mean,
and he slimmed down tremendously. And to me, Hobgoblin doesn't have to have like a necessarily muscular physique, right? So to me, I'm like, you could do that, no problem.
It's all in the suit.
Venom, though.
It's a suit.
That I think people when they think of Venom, they forget visually. He is very large up top.
Yeah, Venom has the V.
Like, right? Yeah, yeah. There's a reason, like Joel. There's a reason why they went for Tom Hardy for Venom, right? The body matches, right? There's not a huge drop off. But if you give it the Flash, you're running the same risk that Sam Raimi ran. You know what I'm saying? We look back very horribly what Topher Grace was able to do with that role. You know, not blaming him.
Don't get me wrong,
That should have just never been a cast.
It's a different type of Venom because it's more militaristic. But this Flash is not even in the military yet. We don't know if he ever will. Like,
I mean, to me, that'd be a weird drop off, right? Like,
big jump.
Yeah, you look at a guy that's like, all right, well, you have the whole world, you know, at your grasp, and then it's just like, war? You would what? Like, where did that come in? You know, so I don't know, but God bless him. Ditch. Do you think this is at all confusing? Venom 3, possibility of Venom in the MCU at some point?
Yeah, it's the same issue that I've had with Sony's, I guess what are they calling theirs? The Sonyverse, whatever, in Sony general. Yeah. It's that whole thing of, well, what is this really for? Like, you're introducing characters, you're introducing story arcs, but where are you really going with it? Like,
what is
why am I invested beyond just watching this movie just for the shit of it? And I think Venom 3 is gonna fall into that same thing, where it's like, sure, this is fun to watch, whatever, but why do I need to care beyond it? Like, I haven't really went back to watch Venom or Venom 2. They were fun to watch, you know. In the meantime, if I see them on cable, maybe I'll stop and have it on for background or whatever. But it's like, I know it's not going to really lead to much that I care about, so I don't go out of my way to rewatch them. And I feel like that's going to be the same vibe that I get with Venom 3. I still haven't watched Morbius yet, but I see it's on Amazon Prime, so maybe I'll give it that a chance. But it's one of those things where it's like, again, it wasn't. I know it's not going to lead to much, so why should I care?
That's a good question. That, you know what? I mean, that's a wider issue, I think, in general, because like, with your idea of why should you care is not the best mentality going into these movies, but that's kind of where we're at when it comes to Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, where are we going? If you're not going anywhere, why even bother?
It's definitely not great. It's definitely not great for just in general movie watching. And I can't say I don't do it for any other movie other than Marvel ones, but it's because they spent so long building up that universe, and it's like, I don't want to watch something that really doesn't fit into it, especially knowing that it's never going to have the chance.
Right.
Like,
and Feige made it very obvious. He's like, you got your cup of coffee and get the fuck out.
You can't stay here. You don't have to leave, but you got to get the fuck out of here.
Actually, just leave that right there. Give me that.
Yeah. That black stuff on him. Leave that here. You just take the actor and go. Yeah, I think the biggest problem is, and Joel, we've said this since Venom came out, Sony's biggest problem is they don't fucking talk, right? So you'll get an announcement of fucking Bad Bunny doing his movie. We know that Aaron Taylor Johnson is filming Kraven, right? But nobody from Sony ever comes out and says, hey guys, so our plan is A, B, C, D, E, right? Mm-hmm. They never do that. They just keep releasing movies, and we keep saying,
as long as
we don't know what the end game is. Yeah,
as long as it makes money, they keep making them.
Oh,
and you know what,
sure.
Trayvon? Here's the bad thing about that. You ever meet somebody that only hears what they want to hear? They never hear the truth, only what they want to hear. So this is what Sony hears, right? We're just like, oh, Venom was cool, but I want to see Spider-Man. To them, every single day, Venom was cool. Guys, did you hear that? Let's make more. And it's like, no, you didn't hear everything.
Venom was cool, but also what that box office said. Oh, it made how much?
That's exactly what this one.
Keep putting them out. So I think really that's their biggest problem.
Like Hardy.
I don't know how many times I have to keep telling you this. Stop saying things like this because they'll do it. Like, they'll give us a solo Rhino movie.
You joke, but they might do that. Don't you fuck
Somebody saw that comment and was like, all right.
Rhino.
I mean, look, he's laughing, but right now they're just like, how introspective can I make a Dr. Otto Octavius movie? Like, could I make it edgy?
Honestly, I could see them do that. I really could.
100%. Here's the thing about it, Trayvon. All these movies make sense, right? None of them are just like, oh, that's really weird. The problem is none of them lead to the one reason they should all exist. Yeah. Spider-Man.
Right? I remember when the first Venom was coming out. I was like, there's no Spider-Man in this. So what is this gonna be? And I saw, I was like, oh, okay, that was fun, but I was like, all right.
It's
What's the end game? I always thought it was going to be Maximum Carnage. I thought that would be the end game. At least that's where everyone meets up and fights Carnage and his crew, right? They fucking killed off Carnage. Oh, well, that's over because that's not. Makes it like I don't know what the end game is anymore.
And then what makes it even worse
Fun.
is you got
That's the end
Andrew.
game. Fun.
You got Andrew
Definitely
Garfield.
fun.
You got Andrew Garfield out here that's like, I'm going to take a break from acting. So it's like, well, if it was going to be his Spider-Man, it won't be anytime soon.
Right.
So it's like, where are you going here? But
My
Trayvon,
God.
close this out on this topic, Trayvon. How do you see this playing out?
I think what happened is they were probably trying to get him. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna take a break for acting. It's all right, Tom. Just do what you're gonna do with this script. Come on, just great. He's not coming in. He don't want you on us. Forget it. Just come on. We tried. They were like, yes, I guarantee they were trying to like milk that publicity. They're like, oh, they love him. Oh, they love him now. Yes, get him in here. He said, oh, I'm taking a break. Okay, all right, fine, whatever. Like, I really do think that's what they were trying to do. And that's why he announced now after Andrew's like, I'm done. For now. I have a problem with that as well. But, it's fine. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't
you
help.
had the hype, sir. You could be right back in there. Like, what you mean? What you mean you taking a break?
Yeah, I mean, and look, Mr. E says, Sony, how about an Electro movie instead? Jamie Foxx will be in it. You joke, but I think people forget because life has changed so much since then. But I think people forget what the world looked like right after that first Suicide Squad movie, right? As soon as that movie came out, regardless of what it did in box office or what fans thought, the very next thing that fucking studio did was, we need a Joker and Harley Quinn movie. We need a Deadshot movie. Like, they just went full fucking, again, none of it panned out, right? But they were looking to go full fucking bore on things no one asked for, right? We saw that movie. We were like, wait a minute, hold on. I want to argue that Will Smith and Margot Robbie were the best parts of that movie, but I have no fucking interest in seeing them isolated. I don't need a Deadshot movie. You kind of covered everything, right? So it's like, you look at Sony and you're like, we're in the same exact spot. We've seen all these villains, whether it's in cartoons or live action. None of us have ever said, Raven, I wonder what his origin is. How can I see that?
I definitely have never thought that. Ever.
Right? So it's like, what are we doing here?
Ever.
You know what, Sony? As much as I love you, Sony, I do sometimes use one of my 3 wishes every night. When 11/11 comes around, I use one of my wishes to wish that you do exactly what Fox just did. You go completely out of business. Like, you revert right back to Marvel, and we get things on the right track. Yeah. That's what I wish for every 11/11.
Man, waiting for Apple to buy them, so they'll go right back to Marvel. And then,
no, don't say that, Trayvon. Don't say that, because the first thing Apple's gonna say is, I will gladly make Spider-Man movies.
No. They won't get Spider-Man. They won't get it though. If anybody buys Sony, they'll go back to Marvel.
I think that rights get reversed.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that's what I'm like. Just go ahead and buy them to get the studio and have that.
Yeah.
Get this Spider-Man back.
Yeah. I mean, shit. At this point, fuck it. How can we bankrupt Sony?
They're doing it. Don't worry.
Right, Joel's like, don't you worry.
Keep it up, boys. You keep it up.
Unfortunately, Joel, as soon as that new Spider-Man game comes out, y'all gonna eat that shit up. So that's where they're gonna make all their profits from. So they'll never end. But all right, moving on.
The gaming side is the good side.
Right. Moving on. All right. So James Gunn said in a recent interview that he will begin working on Peacemaker Season 2 once he finishes up with Guardians Volume 3. This is a two-sider for me because I can't wait for Peacemaker Season 2. But out of that conversation, I'm way more invested in seeing that Guardians 3 trailer, right? I need to fucking see Adam Warlock. Like, I need to see it, so it just makes more sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Casting Will Poulter was one of those, like, I just got to see it. I don't hate it.
He bulked up.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't hate it.
He glowed up.
I just need to see it to understand it. And Trayvon, you were disgusting.
I'm just saying.
I didn't think you heard it.
Look, I heard that name. I said, "What? Who?" I went look. I said, "Oh, okay."
I'll definitely say this: Trayvon has gotten worse at whispering. But no, I'm very excited for Peacemaker Season 2. I thought Season 1 was a massive success, but to me,
Oh yeah.
I
Fucking
need
loved it.
to fucking see what Will Poulter looks like as Adam Warlock. I think once I see that, I'll be fine. But Joel, I'll start off with you. How excited are you to jump right back into Peacemaker? And is there anything, because you know more so about the background of where this character comes from, the comics, is there anything that you want to see them up the ante in, whether it's characters or it's situations? Like, where do you want to see this season 2 go?
I wanted to see more Charlton characters. What other characters is he allowed to bring in? I'm very curious because like that's a side that doesn't really get touched on a lot. A lot of them have just kind of fell, especially Peacemaker. That character was so like left for dead for the longest time. So it'd be fun to bring in other characters like the Question. I would love to see the Question. I would love to see Captain Atom. I would like to see Nightshade. You know, characters like that. More Judo Master. Even Ted Core Blue Beetle, even though might be touchy with the new Blue Beetle out. So we'll see how that works out. But those are all characters that they were all brought in together. So it'll be fun to see them utilize those characters in this new season. And he's not afraid to use characters that are not Charlton. So what other villains, like what other crazy other villains are gonna pop up? Like I think someone just mentioned Kite Man. I'm like, that was like his first villain he caught, right? Or some shit.
Yeah.
Perfect. I would love to see Kite Man live action. That'd be fucking hysterical. What other villains can you show us off? Like it's just that's why I'm looking forward to whatever the next Suicide Squad is. It's just like whatever James Gunn is, whatever's in his head, bring it out because it's usually beautiful.
Absolutely, Didge. What's some of the things you want to see pop up, or you kind of like Joel? You just want to see some of those things.
Yeah, because I didn't know too much about Peacemaker other than from the Suicide Squad and then this, but it was a fun show, and I just want to see more. Like if you can keep me entertained especially with this one because I don't have anything to draw upon, I'm happy with it. This is a fun show it's just something like give me more. You seem to be doing okay. I don't think you need me to give you any suggestions.
Right.
Yeah, he might be probably one of the very few directors that is just so heavily invested. Whatever I'm thinking, he's thought it before season 1 started. Right? Like it's shit that he mapped out, right? So I'm like, me saying it is kind of just like he's like, bitch, I thought of that when I made Suicide Squad. Like, don't fucking tell me what to do. So I very much trust whatever, like Joel said, whatever is in his head, let him just, however we can get it out. Let it spew everywhere. I trust
that. Can help. Let me know.
Yeah, let me know. Whatever we need to do, we're here for you, James. But Trayvon, besides John Cena, let's just strike that off the record first, okay? We already know that. What else would you like to see?
More than shirtless scenes.
More shirtless scenes from John Cena.
I appreciate James Gunn for that. But I was just looking up the character you were just mentioning, Captain Atom. He flies, so him. So let's see that. And he has a lot of cool powers. All of it. Flight was the first one listed up here, so it's not my fault. Okay. So there's a lot of Superman strength and stuff. That's pretty cool. I like to see that, but I don't know if that'd be like too much for a Peacemaker show. But yeah, I'm curious to see what he does with it. I knew nothing about Peacemaker. I was like, I have no idea what this is. I was questioning why would you make a show before? Like you announced that you're making a show. I think it was before the movie came out. I think he was that confident in it. I was like, okay. But yeah, and then after the show came out, I was like, okay, I understand. It's fine. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Also, I think what helps get Peacemaker greenlit before we even as an audience saw it is Cena is a massive name in 2 spaces, right? So it's like this motherfucker could go to an episode of Monday Night Raw and get 5,000 people who have no idea about DC or Suicide Squad to watch that shit just for John Cena, right? So it's like when you have multiple avenues that could bring in millions of viewers, subscribers, they'll greenlight that shit because they feel as though they'll make their return on it.
Oh, and right? I also really loved him wearing a suit everywhere. That was
fun. Yeah, that was
so
great.
good.
That was
great. And look, the suit was beyond accurate. Like, wow, they went there all the way there.
Look, Rock, you got to step your game up, bro. You better not do not one piece of press for Black Adam outside
Without
of
the
this
suit.
Yeah. The Rock's gonna go, nah, that shit's a lot harder to get into than Cena's t-shirt and pants.
Right?
Mine's a lot more. So no.
I like to say, the only reason I know as much as I knew about Peacemaker is because those Charlton characters were that the Watchmen are based off of those Charlton characters. That's a fun fact I like to bring up. Like the comedian from the Watchmen is Peacemaker. That's who that was supposed to be. You know what I mean? And so same Captain Atom was Dr. Manhattan. The question, and obviously Rorschach are obviously the same character.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I knew. That, and that's why I'm like that he wasn't allowed to use a Charlton character, so he made up his own characters, and he just ended up copying and pasting and calling them different names and shit.
Picture how much that hurts, right? Picture somebody creates their brand off of your brand, and then that new brand is way more popularized than yours.
Yeah.
He has to be sitting there now, just like, yes, fuck all of you. Finally, my time has come. Like, yes, Peacemaker. But no, when you first told me that, I was just like, I could completely see it. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense, right? It's essentially those characters in Watchmen are essentially that meme that says, doing the same thing, but just changing one little thing.
Oh, can I copy your homework? Yeah, change it a little.
Right. Because you look at the comedian and Peacemaker, and you're like, I 100% see the similarities, but one's with a twist, right?
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, I get it.
More mature. It's not they're not the same personality,
Right.
Obviously, they're much edgier in the Watchmen. Right,
but visually, you could look at him and go, I can see how one got to the other. I can see it. I can see it. I would love to see Mitchell Black show up too.
Ooh, never.
Who's Mitchell Black?
Let's look it up.
Mitchell Black?
Yeah, Mr. E said Mitchell Black.
Mitchell Black, Peacemaker.
Is that a person or that character?
An actor?
I just looked it up.
It's a character?
It was the third Peacemaker.
Oh, you want to see the third Peacemaker show up? You mean the biker?
Aren't we on the first Peacemaker?
I don't. They got like some kind of gold suit on. Like a gold suit. I don't know. Cool.
But aren't we on the first Peacemaker? You want to jump to 3?
Yeah. What Mike was he too a bad Peacemaker? Why you don't want to see him?
No, I'm more curious. Why we got to leave John Cena? Why can't we?
Well, there's also that. But now I'm curious. Why not 2?
Yeah, what the fuck is up with Peacemaker number 2?
I never. That'd be interesting to go with that golden version.
They probably just give him the suit that is.
We'll replace Peacemaker with our own Peacemaker.
No, you know what I could see happening, Trayvon? I could see them going the narrative of his brother didn't die, right? And his brother dons that black suit when he fights Peacemaker, and it's kind of like a nod to the third Peacemaker. Because I don't know narratively how you tell the story of more than one Peacemaker while Peacemaker's still alive.
Apparently,
this one is a red and gold suit.
Yeah, apparently the second one only showed up in one issue of Justice League International. He didn't even have a name here. He just showed up in that issue, and that was it. That's like
having one hot summer. It's just like, hey, it exists, right? All right, let's move on.
I wouldn't be surprised if they use that armor like as an upgrade one day.
Yeah,
like as a super suit for Chris.
Yeah.
No Mitchell Black, but we might get his suit inspiration at some point.
Right. We've seen that a lot where they won't give you the character, but they'll utilize.
They'll give you that too.
Yeah. They'll give you the suit. RPK News gave us some news today that Kristen Ritter is reportedly in talks with Marvel about a return as Jessica Jones.
Shocked.
I don't think any of us really need to do a deep dive. We didn't believe her. We had to try to get Trayvon to understand. We didn't believe her when she said that she was done as Jessica Jones.
Look, this isn't new rumors. This is your old rumors being resurfaced. That's all this is.
And I think they're being resurfaced because the closer we get to August, the more people will definitely try to vamp this up. It's like breaking news. I broke it.
Yeah,
she's fucking back.
All right, exactly. Let me see where I have it written down here. So let me see.
But as you do that, Joel, like I said, to me, once we knew that it was all reverting back to Disney, right? And Disney wasn't sold on the idea of completely recasting everybody. It was very obvious, like, well, I mean, shit. Why wouldn't they go get her, right? Like, why would you completely skip over her? And besides, it's Disney. So even if she wanted to retire, Disney was just like, hey.
This is January of last year. Same people.
Yeah.
This is last year, January. Same people said the same thing.
Yep.
Last year.
And again, that was less so news reporting and more so once everybody got the idea that Charlie would be back as Daredevil, it then became a wild assumption. Well, Kristen Ritter, Mike Coulter, right? So again, it's just assumptions that we believe will be true.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's just he's like making sure. Look, I said it last year, and I'm saying it again.
I'm doubling down.
Yeah,
I'm doubling down.
Mike Coulter keep playing with these captions too on the picture. Like she don't do it, but on the picture that he posts, he always like LLJJT's come back. You know, it's like you say stuff like that, and I'm like, come on, man, stop playing.
He's not the only one. He's not the only one. Our good friend Cheo, the showrunner, the creator of Luke Cage, he talks about it all the goddamn time. Yeah. But again, it's not a shot. It really isn't. Trayvon, I'll start off with you because you are very invested in when them teasing you.
Now see, okay, I was excited. Okay, I'm excited about this, yes. But you know, I'm more excited. I've heard about the person that was working on Jessica Jones is now the showrunner of, you know, Power Rangers. So I'm kind of, whenever I hear Jessica Jones now, that's all I think about. But yeah, until the show gets greenlit and she actually come back, every time I hear Jessica Jones now, I'm going to revert to Power Rangers at the moment. So, you know, I'm just very excited for whatever's going on there. Like, you know, just come on back. Yes, we want you back. You know, it'd be fun. I love you being a detective or PI, whatever you want to call yourself. It was fun.
PI. Yeah, PI. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we all can assume that most, if not all of them, will be back, right? It's more so just waiting for the announcements to come down the pipeline. But I will say this. We're in June. We're about to be in July. I believe maybe before the end of July, we'll hear from, like, Hollywood Reporter or Deadline that she's officially back.
Think so?
Because
once
once She-Hulk comes out, if this is a big if she's in it, I don't think they're ever gonna wait till, like, and this is the massive trades. I'm not talking about Disney. Massive trades aren't gonna wait for that to be revealed in the show. That'll leak somehow, some way, well before the show comes out.
When is that again?
August. Yeah, it's in August. I can't remember.
Like August 7th.
San Diego Comic-Con before that, right? End of July.
Next month.
Yeah.
So maybe this will do something.
I think She-Hulk is like the 17th.
Maybe not, though. Maybe not.
I guarantee you they won't, because if she's coming back, she'll have a series, and that'll be on Disney Plus. And Investors Day is like in October, November.
It's
to announce her before the show.
D23. Yeah. Sorry, Joel. D23.
But before D23, they're gonna have Disney Plus Day,
right?
Which is September. So
they'll probably
so you'll have your Disney Plus shows and your movies separate.
Right. So we'll probably hear from a major trade that she's back, get confirmation if she shows up in She-Hulk, and then get an announcement of a show come. You know,
very similar to what happened with Daredevil.
Right. Exactly.
With Charlie.
Right. Did you want to add anything to that?
No, I mean, I'm not surprised, and I'm just waiting for the official confirmation at this point.
Yeah, I'm with you, Joel. You want to add anything?
No, I think she's coming back. It's just a matter of time, and I wonder how. And if she is, I wonder, like, in what capacity and where we will see her. If it is her own show, cool. But if it's not, we'll see.
And I do want to know what happened to Trish, because we know Trish is in the MCU because she got sent to the raft.
I know, but like we still don't know how much they want to keep from those shows. That's my only thing.
That's fair. I kind of hope they keep that. I really enjoyed Trish like a lot. I thought she was just as important to that show as Kristen was. I mean, as Jessica Jones was. Sorry. So I would like to see that play out a little bit. Fuck it. Put Trish in the fucking Thunderbolts, right? Fucking throw Trish up in there. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, reintroduce her for that.
Yeah, I'm saying if that sticks, that'd be really awesome to see. All right, let's move on. Next, Joel, you'll have to tell me about where this source is coming from. But Nightwing movie is reportedly back in development and will be set in the DCEU. So I'll start off with
I
you,
didn't know
Joel.
there
I won't
still
even
was a
give my thoughts.
DCEU.
Yes, Dish, there's a DC.
I mean,
It's
you still got Wonder Woman, you still got Aquaman, you still
Yeah,
got
as long
but
as they're
Flash.
breathing.
didn't they say that they're still not going to have them like super interconnect? I remember reading something about that a while ago.
That's
No.
super old. That's like 2
Yeah.
years ago, Dish.
That's
Give me the
Flashpoint.
program.
Excuse
Yeah.
me.
The new regime very much wants to build a cohesive
Oh, okay.
DCEU. Yeah, he even used the words, I believe, DCEU.
Fair.
There is no which DCEU, Mr. E. There's only one. All the other ones are just Elseworlds.
When you say
That's all
DCU,
you
it's
have.
all the movies that are in the same universe, other than Joker and the Batman. Those are the only ones that are separate at the moment.
We mean characters that we know have talked to each other in one form or another.
They technically exist with them. Now everything's gonna change after Flashpoint, but still, like how much
If
will
it
it
ever
change?
comes out.
That's the thing. Yes, if it even comes out at this point. But the point
So,
is, we'll get to that.
Before I go into what I know about this project, I'll start with you, Joel. Your thoughts on this, and then is this you don't have to say the name of them, but is where this rumor coming from accurate? Like, can we trust where this is coming from?
I'm gonna assume it's because I saw it when I first saw it. I know who was it, and he's not terribly in that. I mean, again, we heard rumors about Nightwing a couple months ago. So now he's bringing it back and saying that it's going to be a thing, and he's doubling down and saying it's the actor we thought. So it's like, then apparently someone else came out and says like that Daniel RPK has also confirmed it. So if that's true, and I can't confirm that, if he has confirmed that as well, that's what he's hearing. Then yeah, then there's some validity to it. Now, we've already heard that we have Nightwing possibly coming down the pike. In Batgirl, we already assumed that he might show up in there, and then from there get his own spin-off right off of her. But you know who Nightwing is going to be, in what capacity, and who's directing it? Will it still be what's his name?
So I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this, but
you know who it was. That's
Chris McKay. Chris McKay was attached to it,
right.
But in all likelihood, if it's attached to the DCEU, it probably in all likelihood will not be Chris McKay.
I don't know if he's attached anymore or not, but and I don't see why they would not have it attached. I have no need to separate Nightwing from the DCU.
Well, remember I told you when I interviewed him for that Chris Pratt movie for Amazon, he had said that was the original plan.
Yeah, well, that's stupid plan then. It's stupid plan now.
No arguments here. I'm just saying, as much as we didn't need it, it almost was completely separate from anything.
It's a stupid plan then.
I don't know. I don't know if his plan, if what enticed him about it was being able to do it on his own. And now this is maybe something they maybe look to give to somebody else.
If he's in the movie, then he's obviously part of the universe.
True.
So it's just a spin-off of that, and it's like, okay, I'm fine with that. Look, we made ourselves very happy with the idea of Keaton coming back, just on the idea that we're getting Batgirl and Nightwing as his successors.
Right.
You know.
Now, I'm glad Mr. E said this, Joel. I want to cut you off really quickly because I want to speak to this because this seems to be a confusion amongst a lot of people.
Bring it out. Let's kill it.
Because I don't know how they'll make a movie about a corpse since Grayson is dead, so I'm guessing he will be brought back to life or be in a different universe. So, what we've been trying to explain to you guys, and this is why we try to tell you, we don't like multiverses, we don't like time travel. What we're trying to explain to you guys is Flashpoint gives us an entirely new Batman in Michael Keaton. Ben's Batman will be gone. That means everything that happened
is all
in Ben's
post
Batman's
Flashpoint.
world. Right. So anything that happened in Ben's Batman's life,
it's gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
It's a new life with Keaton's Batman established
the main
in the
Batman.
DCEU. So his Batman, remember, we only saw 2 movies. We never knew if he had a Robin, a Batgirl, nothing. This is now confirmation he will have a Batgirl. He will have had a Dick Grayson.
Oh, Robin at some point.
Right. So that's what that's about. So when you're asking, is it in the Suicide Squad, Black Adam, Flash universe, the DCEU is only one thing. It is the Flash, Suicide Squad, Black Adam.
Even
You're talking about
BVS
Elseworld.
and Justice League is part of that universe.
It's part of the DCEU.
for now.
Right.
For now.
Now, elements of the DCEU will cease to exist after Flash.
Yeah.
But it very much is one cohesive universe, and then Elseworld. That's it. Elseworld is over here.
Only Elseworld right
DCEU.
now is Joker and the Batman. That's
Right.
it.
Right. So there's not like 6 different universes
Yeah.
going around.
Unless Black Adam establishes that it's separate completely, which I doubt.
Completely doubt.
Can't do that because of Shazam.
Exactly.
Shazam's
Right.
already
Well,
out.
you also remember the MTV movie awards like 2 years ago. You had them on stage together promoting the Shazam movie, throwing jabs at each other. So I'm like, we know that's not separate, but yes. So Michael Keaton's Batman will have had a Robin that has now grown into Dick Grayson. Nightwing. Sorry, Joel. Sorry, but what are your thoughts, Joel? Do you believe that we will see him in Batgirl? Let alone on his own.
I hope so. No, I hope he is in Batgirl. So just even if it's a cameo, just so we can, it's established that he exists in that world, and we know we get Nightwing and Batgirl going forward in the DCU as torch passers for Batman, who is an older Batman in this universe. Especially if it's Keaton's Batman, he's fucking like 70 years old,
Right.
but still wearing the suit and kicking ass. As long as he's still kicking ass for a little bit longer, and I can see him give it, pass it down to Batgirl and Nightwing, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, and you know what? I would be okay in a DCEU that doesn't have an active Batman if you give me all the big story points with this Batman, right? So we get Nightwing, we're getting Batgirl. If I can get under the Red Hood, if I can establish building the Bat family with these historical arcs, and then you say like he's more so just in the Watchtower, he's just in the background, and the Bat family is protecting Gotham, I'll have not one negative thing to say.
He's basically Bruce Wayne from Batman Beyond instead.
Yes, 100%. Yes, I'll have no problem with that. No problem. But if I don't get those arcs, and you're still telling me he's going to be Batman from Batman Beyond, I won't like that at all. You can't just leave that to Robert Pattinson's Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, right now it's just he's so far removed from that. We don't know if they ever get to that point. I mean, we've heard that they might want to, but we'll see. It really says you don't want them to step on each other's toes.
Right.
So we got to see. Right now, this is literally a fresh. The Batman is very much in the beginning of his career Batman. So it'll be a while till he'll get to, especially if this Batman's as old as he is, going with this the new Batgirl and the Nightwing, because that means he's already been Robin for who knows how long.
Yep, I'm with you. Didge, how you feeling about this Nightwing news?
I'm really interested, especially when you talked about do you think that he would appear in Batgirl? There's I remember reading one of the articles with their casting. They have the guy name was Ethan Kai. He was casted with no. They didn't give him like a character, but they said he's a leading character, and they just left it at that. So it'd be really interesting, and it would kind of make sense to show that he shows up there. Because I don't know if they mean leading as in sort of he's going to be in every scene or whatever, but if he's playing a really important character, that would be an important character for him to play, obviously, especially leading into eventually having a Nightwing movie.
Well, I really do think Dick Grayson in this movie will be somebody that Barbara comes across. I think Dick Grayson will be more so of like a cameo, like maybe an end credit scene that brings her to Batman. And you kind of just see like, oh shit, like the big three of the Bat family are getting together. I could see it more so like that, because I'm like, again, you're establishing Batgirl to a lot of people for the first time, right? You bring Nightwing in, you want this to be Batgirl's, right? You want this to fully be hers, and you're already shadowing it with what looks like from the set photos we got. We're gonna get some dope ass scenes of Batman beating some ass, right?
Right.
I'm like, well, you don't want to overshadow her with Batman and Nightwing.
Right.
So I could see Nightwing being more so of like
Sprinkles.
either a cameo or an end credit scene that leads into whatever he does next.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You probably hear like hearsay. You probably won't see him, and then later on, maybe like you said, maybe the end credit scene where you're like,
do they have a date for that yet? I know it's supposed to be this year, or
No,
they get pushed.
Batgirl's next year.
Batgirl? No,
I thought
it
they
never
pushed
had
next
a
year.
date. There was
I remember
originally
it was originally this year.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be in December, but because the Flash moved, there's no way it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because that would be really weird if you told your audience, "Hey, here's Michael Keaton's Batman in a universe that's familiar to you,"
Huh?
and then right after that, you see Ben's Batman, and you're like, "Okay, what the fuck is happening?
That's
Why am I
fair.
seeing
Yeah.
We have 3 Batman. What's going on?
So Flash will definitely come out, and then Batgirl.
Flash has to come out first.
Right.
Flash has to come out first.
Right.
It's weird because
Then you just go ahead and reshoot that. Come on.
it's so weird.
And throw it
Trevor,
out
they're
here.
not going to
Flash has to establish everything.
We're gonna get into that.
There was rumors of Keaton's Batman and Aquaman too, and it's like he can't until after the Flash. You might have to cut those scenes. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, look, let's
That
be
got
fair.
pushed too, though.
We saw
That's
James
what I'm saying,
Wan. We saw James Wan retcon things from Justice League.
Yeah.
Going into the Aquaman movie. So I'm like, I mean, look.
Fair. He
look, to be fair, they've not made sense a lot since constructing the DCEU.
Yeah.
So if you're telling me this is the last little bit of nonsensical
fucked up
bullshit,
shit, yeah.
All right, cool.
Me
no
too.
problem.
I'm right there with you. I eat some shit for now until it's finally good again. I'll take it. You know?
I'll take it because I'm like, this isn't. If you're telling me that you're showing a character you haven't introduced yet, like 2 movies earlier, that's not the worst thing I've seen the DCEU do.
It's crazy. That's still slated so far. They haven't officially said anything about that date getting pushed. They're still saying 2022 for that.
Yeah, I believe it. I tell you what. If you don't hear it between now and September, they'll give you the official date in October during Fandom when they drop the trailer.
And let me tell you, that was supposed to be
for
an
sure
exclusive.
Yep.
Batgirl. That might not be the case next year.
Right. I think they're still figuring all that stuff out. I think Blue Beetle, because remember, Blue Beetle does not have to rely on any of this controversy, any of this bullshit. So you can give that a date and tell it to go hang out in the corner somewhere, right? No, I'm saying it's easier to do that with that movie because it's not attached to anything going on. But this, maybe they're just waiting to see a lot of other things that have to fall in line before we get there.
The weird thing is that Flash is done. It's been done. But because of all the bullshit, it's like, oh my god!
Well, this is technically done. It said filming wrap for this in March.
Yeah, this is done.
That's done. It's been done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What they should do is get it out as soon as possible next year, and just get it out of the way, and then just start your universe again. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I'm saying Batgirl is done. It said that wrapped.
Oh, Batgirl was done too. Yes,
so,
Batgirl's been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, look, we're not saying that it can't come out this year. We're saying that if the new regime wants to start off on the right foot, it should not come out this year.
No, yeah, I agree with you. It shouldn't for sure.
Right.
It never had an official date though. It just said December.
It always said it's
just
2022.
Yeah. So we'll see how they play that out. But Trayvon, what are your thoughts on this Nightwing news?
Cool. Long as if it's Dylan O'Brien, I'm 100% in. That'll be very great. I love him. So this would be great. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, Nightwing is getting pushed a lot in the comic books recently.
And Young Justice also helped for a whole new demographic for Nightwing. So that helped a lot also.
Also, he deserves this role.
He does. He does.
Give it to him.
He deserves it?
Yes. I said what I said.
No. You're saying Nightwing, Joel. Trayvon's saying Dylan O'Brien.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm saying. You two weren't saying the same thing.
I love Dylan O'Brien. Don't get me wrong.
All right, let's see what Mr. E says before we move on to talking Flash. Who would you like to see play Nightwing? And yeah, the press tour for the Flash is going to be interesting if they have one. To me, you don't need one. You don't need one. You really don't need one. To me, I would not do one at all. They're
gonna have one, and it's gonna be.
I think you kind of have to though.
I don't think you do.
How do you ignore it?
I don't think you do. No. Yeah. I'm not saying ignore the movie. Like if you want to have Michael Keaton or Sasha Calle do interviews and stuff like that, that's fine. I'm saying yes, but there's at least if you do a red carpet, Trayvon, there is no blocker stopping that person from asking you about that. If you do a pre-recorded one, you can nullify all those fucking questions ahead of time. I don't want to put Sasha through that on the red carpet.
It's going to be stressful. They're going to have it.
It's going to.
Like
God
I
bless
just
them.
I don't think that you can.
They're not escaping it, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
They ain't trying to like people not watch this movie either. You know, they're not.
Just like
keeping
Aquaman
it
not
in.
going to escape it.
To me,
So,
I feel as though when you do a press tour is usually your last stint at promoting the movie.
yeah.
You don't need that for this. You don't need that for this, and it's the last thing you would want to put.
I mean, that's
any
what
of
we
your
said
act-
for Spider-Man No Way Home, but I mean,
Well, what did they do for Crimes of Grindelwald?
Well, remember they recast it. They
They
recast it.
did, but he
Yeah.
was.
But they still
that was
they
after.
still have the questions.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It wasn't before.
I'll say this.
I
I'm
don't
not
think I asked them
sure.
anything about that
I'm not
stuff.
sure because I didn't watch any of that.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of
that
their press
tour.
runs.
I'm not sure. But again, here's why the circumstances were different. Johnny Depp was not fired. He jumped the gun. He agreed to step down before it became.
And they paid him, so
Right.
Yeah.
So it was more so like he
Well, we
was
don't know
he
what
was
they're doing
choosing
yet.
to be the
With
bigger
Ezra,
man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no, but
they said as of now they said for sure he's at least going to be Flash
Well, for the movie.
in this, and then that's it.
Right.
all right. So yeah, speaking of that, let's move right into it.
We'll jump into it.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. So, all right. So, crisis management experts say Warner Brothers needs to address the string of Ezra Miller allegations. Silence is not an option. Also, Ezra
Not
Miller
anymore.
will reportedly not be included in any future DC projects after this upcoming Flash.
He looks so innocent there.
Um,
They look so innocent there.
I'll say this: they're not wrong. You do have to say something, right? And to me, I feel as though it's better if you jump the gun and say he's gone, right?
I
And then
agree.
if shit calms down and you want to bring him back, you have that freedom to do
I
so.
don't bring him back. He's too
No.
much. of a-
I'm just saying if
I don't
we're
think you can
talking
backpedal.
years from now. No, not backpedaling. I'm saying if all this we know we live in a society people forget shit, right? So you don't have anything else. Remember, we didn't hear anything before this movie, before these incidents happened, that we were going to see Flash immediately after this movie came out.
We live in a society where people won't let you forget shit. That's different now.
No. I don't mean forget like they forgot it happened. I mean forget like no one's fucking talking about it anymore.
As soon as he comes
It's
back,
gone.
it will be brought back.
For sure.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
There are
that.
people that don't like him. It will be brought
Oh,
back.
I don't argue that, but I mean, look, I just saw it with Kevin Hart. The whole thing with him not hosting.
That was not that
hosting
serious.
The Oscars.
That wasn't the same.
No, it wasn't this. No, but I'm saying definitely people have seen Kevin Hart
That's
all up
the
and down.
severity. That's very different. That's different. That's very different. That's all.
We have to.
It's
All I'm saying is
different,
we
but
have to
he
see.
did.
We have to see how this pans out. I'm just saying we never knew that we were going to see Flash. We didn't know when we were going to see Flash again before this happened. We only knew about this movie. There were no rumors about he would be in Shazam or anything
Good.
else, right? So I'm like, you have a gap that you can just take your time before doing anything else Flash, right? So I would jump the gun and just say he's out, right? He's out. Jump the gun, say he's out. So that way, if anything else happens, you're saying, hey, he's not on my fucking
You
radar.
literally have a year.
You say he's out, but then
Yeah.
if he's in the movie, it's just. I don't know.
I don't see how that makes a difference. If he's in the movie and he's out, well, you're not going to watch it because he's out. But that's kind of what
they
you
need
want.
to cut him out of the movie. They need to reshoot it.
Can't. That's the problem. You know how much money
That's
that
too
would
much
cost?
money.
You can't reshoot at this point, Trayvon. You
Yes,
say
they
it like
can.
it's so easy.
He's
No,
in
you
twice.
can't.
Look, he's in it
Look,
twice.
What?
He's like
Cannot.
double.
They can do it if they really want to do it. They can do
Double
it.
mint gum.
No, because
commercial.
here's what you're not understanding, Trayvon. If you're going to reshoot, you might as well just throw the whole fucking movie in the garbage and
Pretty
say
much.
That
he's
might be
out,
what they need to
repass,
do.
and do a whole.
That,
You
again,
can't do that, Trayvon. Is what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
money.
tell you. You can't. You got to remember, Warner Brothers
You
didn't sell
you
itself.
see the
It's the same company.
okay.
You
Okay.
spent that money.
Ugh.
You spent that
You
money.
remember that fucking mustache?
Yeah, that's-
and they had
That budget was $200 million. They're not throwing away
They're
$200
not
million.
throwing
That
that
was
Well,
initial
good luck
budget.
to 'em,
I'm
I
sure there's
guess.
more.
They're not
I'm
throwing that shit away. They're not throwing that shit away. They're not throwing that shit away.
There's not. There's
They're
not.
not.
There's just not.
They're
And they can't keep delaying it either, though. Everything else depends on it. So, like,
What?
you know,
They definitely
What?
something's gonna have to come to a head with it. I think
They
they
can't.
can't
What?
keep they can't keep delaying it.
No,
Like,
they should not. They
all the
should
stuff
not.
is
That's
tied
what I
to
mean.
it.
If you throw it away, you're gonna have to delay it again. You can't.
Right.
I'm going to be
That's
honest
the
with
thing.
you. If I was in Warner Brothers seat, and Didge, I'm going to go right to you. I'm sorry. I apologize. If I was in Warner Brothers seat, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This would have a February release on HBO Max. That's exactly what this
I
fucking
wouldn't-
thing
I
would
wouldn't
do.
No,
I would do
yeah,
it that
either.
way.
That's like losing
I would
money too.
100% do
Can't
it. Not
That's like
really.
lo- yeah,
Not
it
really.
is.
No, not
How much,
really at all.
how much money did fucking
Streaming
Wonder Woman
is
make?
not-
And the Suicide
Wait, how much
Squad.
money did what make?
Wonder Woman 1984, the Suicide Squad. They lost money.
Yeah, but to me, I'm like, first, I don't think the Suicide Squad necessarily lost money because it did have a simultaneous
It did not make.
theatrical release.
That's what I mean. It did not make the money it should have made it because it came out this on HBO Max. And now you're telling me they're not even going to put it in theaters? It's really losing money.
At that point, to me, I feel as though that's the way to compromise to where it still drops, but you're not essentially just abandoning the project.
But what's the
altogether.
point if you're not trying to recoup the money, or else just throw it away, right?
No, because you're still releasing it. You're still.
But the point is to make
It's
money off
not.
it, or what's the point?
And I
So-
believe you still can make money streaming it. I believe.
So
you
to
can.
Not
that
enough.
question,
No.
I believe
Wonder
you-
Woman-
Enough is a whole nother conversation, but you can make money off. Of
you can definitely make. So to that question, Wonder Woman made 160. What did it say? 68. And that's in box office.
That's
I'm
limited
trying to
release.
That is awful.
However,
Think
I
about
didn't- but
You think about it?
what I'm trying to find out is how many people signed up for HBO Max in that month that it
That's
came
what
out.
I'm saying, right?
Because
Not
it said,
enough.
I can't answer that because I can't find the number. But
Also,
let's say
Trayvon,
a million people did at $15
But
a
now
head.
it's also now a bad vibe movie. You know what I mean? Like you're telling people to like you're not promoting it. You're just throwing it on HBO Max. You're telling people to watch it, but you're also not telling people to watch it. So you're also like, if you have HBO Max, you'll watch it. But how many people are actually going to sign up to watch that movie?
we have no idea.
And that's
We
what
have
I
no
mean.
idea.
That's what I'm trying to
But
figure
But I'm
out.
saying, no, but I'm saying when I say I have no idea, I'm saying I don't know if good can come from that or bad. I don't know.
There's no good that
That's what
comes
I'm
from
saying.
just dropping on it. That's why they lost so much money doing that last year. People got fired. Like, you know what I mean? So you can't do it.
I don't know.
People
I
were
get your
suing.
point, and it won't make
What kind of
it won't
stuff?
make as much money as we assume it would. But
barely
first of all,
make a
I think
quarter.
using the Wonder Woman example is horrible, mainly because people mainly didn't watch that movie because they heard it was shit.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad is a better example. I agree with you on Suicide Squad. That was well reviewed, and didn't make.
That was
it
just the
didn't-
first one y'all
Right,
had
I'm sorry,
said, so
dude.
that's why I went to that one.
Oh no, I'm just saying Wonder Woman. There was a lot that went into that.
Yeah, but it
just
was also
not
coming
making
off of
money.
what, nearly $1 billion. So it's like it had good vibes anyway. People, I mean, there are a lot of people that give a shit, but like just because it
It's
the
Wonder
movie's getting
Woman.
bad reviews doesn't mean it's not going to make money. Look at fucking Jurassic Park right now. You know what I mean? That's what I mean.
Is
Like,
that a
it's
bad
got
movie?
yeah, it got bad reviews. I don't think it's a bad movie,
Oh.
but it got bad reviews.
No, Wonder
It's
Woman's
got-
definitely
it's got shitted on. but that's not the point, asshole. That's not the point.
I don't know. To me, there's no winning for this, and you're not doing reshoots, and you're not completely scrapping.
You can do reshoots. There's still time to do some, not a lot, but you can do some.
You
And you're
can't
not-
reshoot the Flash.
I'm not saying we shoot the Flash, but you can add an extra scene or two to make things make sense of it. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? Like, make sense of what?
If you recast him, you can have the new character at the end.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's weird. but-
Another person got hit by lightning.
No,
Yeah.
it's not weird because we
wild.
just it's not weird because we legit just saw
Possible.
Eobard Thawne do that with
yes,
Harrison
in the
Wells.
same episode too.
Right. So I'm like, clearly you can do that. At that point, you are just saying like, hey, but you have to verbally come out first before you do that and say
Yes,
he is fucking
absolutely,
gone.
absolutely, you're absolutely right.
He is gone.
You have to
Throw
get
him
in
in the
front of it.
garbage.
You
Yeah.
got to get in
Throw
front.
him in the
You
garbage
can't
like
surprise
he's on
people
fire.
with that shit.
And again, I'm gonna stand on it. I still believe what's his name? From The Boys. Why can't I think of his fucking name that plays Huey?
Jack Quaid.
Yes,
Jack
Jack
Quaid,
Quaid
yes.
is still
Goddamn.
my fucking pick for Barry Allen. That is still my fucking pick for Barry Allen.
Whoever they fucking choose, I don't know at this point.
I see a lot of people
Like-
still want Grant Gustin. To me, I kind of feel like he's done everything he could with the Flash. But once you open that door, it'll allow people to believe they could see fucking Stephen Amell as
That is
Queen.
another. That's a weird door to open.
Yeah,
right
just
there.
don't open that.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it if that could happen, but I don't know if he wants that. I mean, he was literally the Flash for 10 years,
10 years, yeah.
and you're asking him to do it again for maybe just as long if everything works out.
Look, only good thing I could say could come out of it is you could tell him, hey, you were making TV money. You ever
Yeah.
hear about movie money?
very good.
Like-
I don't know where I saw it, but somebody
Very
was like
true.
Glenn Powell. That was interesting.
Glenn Powell
Yeah.
for Barry Allen.
He's a very popular choice
From
these
Top
days
Gun
with fan
Maverick.
casting.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Okay.
I don't know. Glenn Powell's.
I'm gonna say this. My biggest thing is, as Didge, as I pass it to you. My biggest thing is, I am not a fan of people that believe you should just immediately write off Barry Allen and go right to Wally. I am not with that mindset. I am not with that mindset. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. To me, don't do that, right? Because we didn't jump to saying, all right, fuck it. Ben Affleck's out. Let's just get Nightwing in this motherfucker. No, we need Batman. To me, I believe the two could live in sync. I believe you could have Wally and Barry.
Was a thing. Like, oh, we'll just replace him with Nightwing. That's simple. Like, oh my God, what are you talking about?
It's never that simple in a universe you've never fleshed out. That's what people, I think, don't understand. You've never fleshed it out, and already you're just like, fuck it. Let's move on. If that guy wants to be Barry Allen, you know what? At this point, to get Ezra the fuck up out of here, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Look, they just got to work with the Flash movie. They can get him out of the
I'm gonna be honest
Fantastic
with
Beasts
you,
movies very easily.
I'm gonna be honest with you though,
Trayvon.
He has a reverse Flash look about him. He really does. He has a reverse Flash look about him. He looks really sinister there. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If a box of Sprite came out and said, "Bitch, I'm Flash," I'd be like, you know what? Ezra's out. I'll take it. Fuck it. We'll just hear the sound of the can opening at speed. I don't give a fuck. But
to hear something.
Didge, how do you feel about this situation?
I mean, you said wait till February. I honestly give it a Christmas HBO Max release. I was crunching the numbers for my estimation. I think Wonder Woman made about 393 million, guys. And that's assuming the 200. That's assuming it said about 15 million plays on HBO Max in that first month or whatever. So you're figuring, let's say everybody signed up. That's how I did
also
it.
On Christmas, you know, like a lot of people weren't. It was a good time to release it.
Yeah, and I think it's just one of those things. You kind of just got to wash your hands of this. Reshoots are gonna be out of the question, I think, just because of the budget.
Big reshoots. But they did a lot of them already, unfortunately.
Well, I'm saying, I guess actually refilming all of,
obviously,
taking out Ezra. Yeah,
that would be ridiculous. Yeah.
So I think that's out of the question. But I mean, I think just the bad press around the movie, it's probably not going to be a crazy money maker, regardless. So you kind of just got to be like, you know what can I get from it? And it's probably safer to throw it on your streaming service where you may get, a couple people to pay for another month just to watch this and beyond. And then you can move forward with all of the other stuff you have planned, because the more you push it. Oh, go ahead.
I'm with you, Dave, because I also think what also helps them if they do release it on streaming is the idea that this movie was never meant to be just a Flash story. It's a DCEU course corrector, right? So It's more so like, hey, things are going to be different on the other side of this anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to see a completely new DCEU in different elements, right? So a new Batman. You're going to see a whole new Flash, right? So it's like I don't have to put the pressure on this being a massive blockbuster, because this is essentially supposed to just be taking out the garbage. Is what this is supposed to be, right? I got a whole new bag.
To try to release it in a July, July release.
Yeah,
a summer blockbuster release.
That might cost them more money too by putting on HBO Max. That was the whole point last time.
Oh,
they made deals. They made deals last time.
I definitely didn't think about that. They
didn't do it for this one. So
you got a good point.
You know what?
I didn't think about
that's
that.
gonna cost them some money too.
No, I'll say this, Trayvon. You know what? I think a lot of people might come together and go, I got to do fucking interviews around this shit. I kind of don't want to be thrusted into that shit at all. So if we could limit it by not having a red carpet, if we could limit it by not having, you know what I'm saying? Because let me say this. You know what would be a horrible look? You know what would be a horrible look for Warner Brothers? Is if they're walking the red carpet and behind one of the actors or actresses or directors or whatever is someone that has a hateful Ezra sign held up right behind. You know what I'm saying? It's just that a lot of this is just really fucking unfortunate. But Mr. E makes a good point. Poor Sasha, she was so hyped being Supergirl, now has to deal with freak show making an ass out of himself. Last time I'm talking about who. Well, I'll tell you what. what's even worse for Sasha is it seemed like she was going to be the face of the super family. The new regime came in and said, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, she was
I don't
already
think
gonna
so.
get some. She was already gonna get some heat from that. So I was like,
Yeah, David came right in and said, "I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. Superman exists in this motherfucker." So they're already gonna have to retcon shit anyway. So that's what I'm saying. To me, this movie just logically doesn't make sense on so many levels because the old regime made it, the new regime got it and said, "I don't know what the fuck y'all were talking about. I don't want to do any of that." Right? So now it's just like I'm with you, Didge. I hear you, Trayvon, on it's going to cost you a lot to do it, right?
yeah.
But I think where you can kind of get your shareholders to kind of,
Direct the mic sue.
meet in the middle.
Well,
if you're Andy, theaters or HBO Max release, this movie is going to take a hit. Right?
Yeah.
Whether it's socially,
so you sue to get the money before it.
No, you know what? You know what's gonna happen,
Honestly.
You know what's gonna happen? I can guarantee you right now, the first thing we're gonna hear around when this movie comes out is that Andy signed an overall deal with Warner, right? Where he's gonna do more projects for Warner. Guarantee you that news
We're already
will be
hearing
right
that.
around the horizon.
We're already hearing that he might already have first.
They probably ran to him like, look now, okay.
Look, we know they're fucking up.
Time out.
We know they're
You
fucking
see what's going on, okay?
Time out. As I pass it to you, Joel, you want to know the first thing that David is probably thinking? Remember how David came out and was like, they're disappointed in JJ not moving forward? Andy is the perfect visionary to handle the elements of that dark universe. Perfect fucking visionary to handle that. They're probably looking at him like, let's get you out of Flash.
Oh, you
want to do the dark universe? That's your wheelhouse, where you could do horror elements and whatnot.
Sasha's movie.
Right. Or you know what? Or I think the better thing to do, because it's just fair to Andy, is if you're indeed moving away from Ezra, right? Ezra's gone. Ezra's gone. You tell Andy he gets to handle that new Flash. He gets to handle the new Flash.
That's good.
He gets to handle the narrative of that.
You get to choose the next Flash.
Right. You get to choose the next Flash, the next Reverse Flash. Because if what we're hearing is true and Barry is both good and bad, which again is a whole horrible narrative for this movie to have, where Ezra's playing good and bad. You want to give Andy a lot more freedom to do whatever he wants, and I think the best way to do that is you're starting fresh. You give your vision.
You have carte blanche. You can do whatever you want now.
Do whatever you want.
You rebooted everything. So.
Yeah. So I think that's what's best. But Trayvon, I'm sorry, Joel, I pass it to you. What do you want to see come out of this? How do you want to see this play out?
I still want to see the fucking movie. I want to see the movie in the big screen the way it was supposed to be. That's what I want. Selfishly, that's what I want. I don't give a fuck about anything else. I want to see the Flash in theaters.
Yeah, I don't think it's selfish at all.
That's just how I want. I want to experience it in theaters. I could watch it, and yeah, I know some people are not gonna. That's on them. I get it. Look, we know he's probably not gonna be here after this movie, so it's whatever. I'm already, we've already made peace with that. I just want to see this movie. I want to see the Batman. I want to see the Supergirl. What other else surprises they were going to surprise us with in that movie? Because those people deserve it too. As much as I deserve to see what I want to see, they deserve to be seen. You know what I mean?
That is true.
And it sucks for Ezra. I mean, and it sucks for us as fans of the Flash, because now the Flash is.
I don't know if it sucks for Ezra. This is making their own making.
Well, it's his own problem. I mean, it's their issue, right?
I mean, he's losing both franchises right now, so
yeah. He screwed himself out of 2 franchises at Warner Brothers. And look, they're dealing with their own bullshit. They got to fix whatever their problem is, but we can't worry about that because every week is something new, and it's just a headache. So you gotta separate yourself from that bullshit. It's just not worth it. And so personally, I just want to see the Flash get the love that he deserves, because the character deserves better than what he's been dealing with. It's just not fair. I mean, luckily we have a TV show now. You know what I mean? Or else, fuck, bro. It's like, it's just so crazy how things change so quickly, and so much controversy between the Flash and even Aquaman with Amber Heard and bullshit. And it's like, Oh God, those two movies! I can't wait to see them, but there's just so much drama behind it. It's like, I can't wait to get past them so we can just move on. You know what I mean? Because obviously, I just think they're both going to get recasted at the end of the day.
Yeah. To me, both these situations, you remaining quiet has fans believing you're in no rush to get rid of it,
complicit,
right?
Like,
Yeah.
So the longer you hold on to it, the more you're going to make things come when Aquaman comes out very uncomfortable, when Flash comes out very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Albeit these situations are drastically different, like you guys were telling me, the Kevin Hart situation is drastically different. I think what a lot of people are forgetting is Mira is supposed to be very important
She is.
to an Aquaman story. So it's not a character you can just go, well, we don't need Mira.
You shouldn't.
Right? Don't do that, right? Like Aquaman's not Peter
recast
Parker.
her. I mean,
right, 100%. And I think people
Clark should have had the role.
You already heard. I mean, they already said that they didn't have good chemistry anyway. So
should have been Amelia Clark.
Wait,
from the
I thought,
beginning.
didn't somebody come out and say that wasn't true?
No, he said it in court. Hamada said it in court.
Oh, I thought someone came out and said
They asked
nah,
him
I didn't-
straight ahead. No
He
chemistry.
really
I was
did.
like,
He said that out loud.
yes, he
I
said it.
couldn't tell.
He said it.
couldn't
I
tell.
watched.
Well, I tell you what,
He
if they
said
didn't
they. He
have,
said they worked real hard to get it like the right scenes, and they worked real hard to make it look right. I was like, wow, they did a good
I
job.
tell you what, they did a lot of work because I rewatched Fan Four Stick the other day, and they looked like they had no fucking chemistry. So I'm like, whatever they did for Amber Heard and Jason Momoa, they tried really fucking hard. But yeah, so I mean, and again, Joel, what you're saying is not selfish at all. I agree with you. He deserves his time in the sun, especially for people that are so quick to throw Barry in the fucking garbage to bring back Wally. I agree with you. I'm just saying I think what might be the best of a bad situation is just find an alternative way of releasing this, whether it's a limited theatrical release with
I'll take limited.
with an exclusive HBO Max release, or you just shorten your window of the theatrical release.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not 48 days, it's maybe half of that.
Yeah, give them a month. That's it.
I mean, they can also do the dual release thing again, but like I said, it's gonna be a lot of mess.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that first. You got to give them at least some exclusivity to the theater so they can make some money. And then there are obviously people that are going to be patient, and wait.
I mean, and here's the reason why, Joe. I think this still could, and albeit I know what I'm about to say is going to sound confusing, but bear with me. There's so many elements of this movie I believe can outweigh the bad of the title character, right? Seeing Keaton back, seeing Ben for the last time, seeing Sasha as Supergirl. So I think there's there's ways you could sell this movie minus Flash. It sounds dumb. That's why I said it's going to sound stupid what I'm saying, but there is a way to do it.
That's because there's so much of this movie that's not just about the Flash.
Exactly.
That you can sell around him.
Yes.
Even though the story is primarily about him.
We haven't seen anything about Sasha yet. I mean, they could just cut something up. Let's see her. Like, get us talk about her instead of him right now.
Did you say
we haven't seen her. We haven't seen her in action. Like, we just saw her like standing there.
But you just said maybe
cut a trailer.
Cut something of, cut
a trailer.
I'm sorry. I thought you were saying
you meant cut something. You thought he meant cut her out.
Cut a trailer.
No. I thought he meant cut something of Ezra's, and I'm like, Trayvon, it's called The Flash. There's only but so much
it is.
you could fucking cut from that guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but no, Trayvon, what do you think they should do? Round us out. What do you think they should do?
Interviews. They gotta do some interviews. They got to. I think they just be like, look, no questions about this. Like, I think it just have to be ironclad, or whoever they do it with has to be like, we'll go by those rules. Like Keaton and Sasha out there, like, okay, we'll do these interviews. Do not ask about this shit. Don't ask about it, okay? Yeah. Now, but before they do the interviews, DC has to come out and say something. They have to make their statement. So get it all out there. Just go ahead. Just go ahead and tell us what's going on. So when they get to the interview, do you hear what he said? Do you hear what the DC president said? Look at that. Like, don't ask me. Look at that. Like,
well, to Trayvon's point, Didge and Joel, you guys will understand this reference. We're actually seeing this in real time with the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson. They keep saying nothing, and it's only getting worse. The numbers are growing, right? So it's like at the end of the day, right? And not to mention, here's what makes the Deshaun situation worse than Ezra. You signed this motherfucker to a monumental contract saying, good job. You're a great person, and we want you to lead our football team.
Not only
That is worse.
not only that, you actively sought him out after the situation started.
Right, and the situation has not been resolved, and you're just like, we wanted you. So I'm like, if you're Warner Brothers, don't do that.
Right.
Jump out and just go, I don't know who this motherfucker is. We hate him. Like, he is the worst. Like, do whatever you need to do to distance yourself. Right? Because it seems like, and this is never the right thing to do, it seems like they're waiting to see how this all falls out.
I feel like they're
But
hoping
I'm like,
that
if it gets worse, that's
Yeah.
the problem. If it gets worse,
I
all
think
it
there's
takes,
Two?
all it takes right now.
Did you look up Deshaun Watson?
Yeah. I didn't expect that many. Oh my god.
All those
God.
things, Trayvon's hands gonna go off camera like this. And you hear 22.
So yes, Trayvon, there was a point to where he was getting
Holy
massages more
shit.
than he was playing football. Yes.
Bro, they said he had 66 massage therapists, and I think it was like the span of a month, if I remember correct, or like 2 months or something like that. It was wild. It was a lot.
God bless him. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, if you're Warner Brothers and you want to start this regime new, you can't keep carrying the baggage of Amber Heard.
You can't just wait and
keep
see.
carrying the baggage of Ezra
No,
Miller.
yeah,
You got to
it's not worth
move
it.
on. You got to move on. You got to move on.
I'm not saying ruin their lives, but you got to cut bait and let them restructure and rebuild somewhere else. Like,
and again,
now.
there's nothing Warner Brothers could do to ruin their lives. Social media did it on their own. Social media will indeed, before the day is over or the year is over,
They will ruin you.
Yes, they will make sure that they set
will
fire
ruin
to both Amber Heard and Ezra's
This comment.
careers.
Yeah. Twitter is no joke. It will burn you to the ground.
It will burn you to.
They don't even need
Absolutely
evidence
right.
most of the time.
They prefer to have no evidence, Joe. They prefer. Wait, they said what? You're dead to me. It's like, wait, hold on. Do you want to hear the full story? No, fuck it. You're done. All right, let's move on. Let's get out of that whole frame of mind. I'll just end it with this. We all want what's best for the Flash. That's what sometimes gets lost in translation. We are fans of the character. I don't give a fuck about an actor. I'm a fan of the character first. I want what's best for the Flash, and what's best for the Flash is to move on past him, on to better things. All right. Next up, we got Al Pacino says he would like to see Timothée Chalamet take over his role in a sequel to Heat. Now, further reading this article, what he really meant was in a prequel, he would like Timothée Chalamet to be portraying his character. I
had to look this up because I was like,
yeah,
I thought that was very interesting. I was like, oh wow, well, that feels good to Timothy. You know,
well, I was like, did they do another Heat with Robert De Niro again? And I'm like, because I'm like, he can't be talking about that one.
No, well, remember Robert De Niro died at the end of that movie.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, he died at the end of that movie, but Al Pacino's character did not. So you can continue it. And if you're going from the mindset of Al Pacino at the time was maybe what, 30 something when that movie came out?
Let's see.
30 something when that movie came out.
95, so
I thought it was
probably
remade by never mind.
I thought it was, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was I'm like, there's no way they're talking about the 95 one.
I was thinking about The Heat. If you know what
Trayvon.
Sorry. I don't know. I'll be look, okay. I don't watch the old ass movies, okay? I don't know. Sorry. Like, look, let me be honest, okay? I don't know, okay? I had to look it up. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Sorry.
Hilarious.
Look, I don't know what the hell y'all were talking about, okay? I gotta look shit up, okay? Sorry. Like,
oh, so there's literally a prequel in the works, is why he said this. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, Timothée Chalamet, sure. I think Timothy is the next Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he's the Leonardo DiCaprio of our time. I am very high on Timothée Chalamet. You want to give it to him? Fuck it, give it to him.
Nicki Minaj.
What does
Go
that
ahead.
have to do with
I'm
anything?
just saying. Just keep going. I'm just saying. Just keep going.
I guess that's a feather in his cap.
I guess so. I have no idea.
It is.
So he could be a bad actor, but if he likes Nicki, he's good in your eyes. Anyway, Ditch. You being somebody that has seen Heat, do you think Timothée Chalamet could enhance or make how you feel about that movie worse?
I mean, it won't change how I feel about the movie because it's going to be its own separate movie. So it's not like I'm going to watch whatever this prequel is, and if he bombs his role, like, oh, it killed the legacy of Heat, or it's not.
That's fair, but I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw Son of the Mask, it took me a decade to see Mask again.
Okay.
Son of the Mask was one of the worst movies I've ever seen
Now,
in my
if
entire life.
if he goes that bad, then okay, we're talking different. If he goes that bad, then we're talking a whole different story. I'm assuming it's gonna be like typical prequel bad,
Right.
where it's like, did we need this?
Right. Not. Oh, you got to burn this out of existence.
Right. Right.
We could not have any generation thinking this is the Mask. You got to get rid of that shit. You got to. No, but I'm with you there. I'm with you. I think more so what I meant was, so I'll just keep it in the positive vein. Do you think this can enhance Heat?
Yeah, I mean, I can see it being good enough where it's like, I want to go back and rewatch Heat. I honestly haven't seen it in years. So I'm if it's something where it's like, oh man, that was a good lead in to what I remember from, the original. I think it could happen, especially I don't necessarily 100% agree with you about him being the Leo of our generation, but I do think he's a really good actor.
Fucking love this kid, bro. I've seen everything he's fucking been in. He's fucking phenomenal.
He sure is.
God damn, Trayvon.
What? All I said was agree. I didn't mean anything about it. I swear.
Jesus.
I didn't mean anything about it. I just said I agree.
Were you here for the Nicki Minaj comment?
No, he wasn't.
So.
Oh man.
You didn't miss anything, Joe.
It was funny. You missed a very funny moment.
My goodness gracious. Trayvon, outside of your thirst and not knowing that this was a movie, are you excited to see Timothée Chalamet walk in the shoes of Al Pacino?
I'm looking at the trailer of this movie. I can't see it. I don't see him
Timothy
being
doing
a
it?
young version of this person.
To be fair,
I don't know.
I watched Al Pacino play a Hispanic twice. So I'm like, I don't think this is a stretch for Timothée Chalamet.
I just don't see I haven't seen, this like a hitman gangster.
It's definitely a heist film.
It's a heist.
So I don't see, I haven't seen him in that type of.
Well, to be
role.
fair, let me give you a little bit of a background. So Al Pacino's character is the cop investigating Robert De Niro.
I just see him killing people in this trailer. That's all I keep
right.
So I mean,
I don't think I ever saw the trailer for Heat. I'm about to go watch the trailer myself.
That's all I'm seeing.
I saw the movie without seeing the trailer.
So Al Pacino's character that Timothy would be playing, should he get the role, would be the cop. So think of it less from a bank robber or gangster aspect and more so of just a cop, an enforcer, a cop. I think, and look, this would be probably the most drastic shift of everything Timothée Chalamet has ever done.
Yeah, that's
if
what I'm
he were
saying.
to get the role.
Yeah,
so this would be this would be huge for him to kind of just see him expand himself, right? Because everything he's done so far kind of seems somewhat similar, in one vein or another.
Man, movie
trailers
be really were so different.
They were
so different.
Yeah.
Movie trailers back then, I'm going to be honest with you. Movie trailers back then, in my opinion, I felt as though they were depending more so on you knowing the name.
Oh, they were for sure.
Really caring about the movie.
Like I said, I never saw the Heat trailer. There are two. They literally stop everything to go, De Niro.
Yeah.
And it's like it just comes in Pacino. This is interesting.
Actor driven back then.
They were just like, hey,
for sure.
You remember The Godfather Part 2, right? Here's some more of these two together.
I think they literally mentioned that in the trailer. Literally say that in the trailer.
I got it on mute. Yeah, I couldn't hear the sound, but it's definitely it's very actor because you see clips of the movie itself, but it's very much on. You see their faces, like you know this face.
I'll say this: it's not shocking that Trayvon left it and went. I just saw people killing each other. That's very much probably how that trailer was.
It is. It was. It is.
That's why I said I
was
wanted
just
to watch
like
it. No,
Guns,
it's-
bang, bang, Pacino.
Yeah,
De Niro. You're
yeah,
like, I'm in.
yeah. And then mention the Godfather. Yeah.
you
There
could
you
not
go.
tell what this movie was about really from this.
There you go. Joel, I believe you know that Heat is a movie, not The Heat, with Sandra Bullock in it.
Sorry.
Melissa
Oh, my
McCarthy.
God.
That was the
was a
other
movie.
hilarious thing.
The
You know
Heat
what,
with Sasha
Trayvon?
Bullock?
You know what, Trayvon? I will not let you stand on that hill alone because, Joel, what was that rom-com movie that Pete brought up that I thought was a whole nother fucking movie? And he went, throw yourself in the fucking garbage. What the fuck is the matter with you? I was like, I didn't fucking know. Oh, it was, I think, Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. I thought he was saying Princess Diaries. I'm
You
like,
did
Anne
it.
Hathaway?
You didn't. No,
I
you
did, bro.
didn't.
Bad.
I did.
It's bad.
I
But
did.
Oh
Jawan's
my
young.
God.
You
I
know?
did, yeah.
It's like Trayvon.
He's
how
like
the
a year
fuck do
younger
you not
than
know
me.
what Heat is. Like, it's insane.
I don't watch the movies. I don't know. Sorry.
I don't watch the movies. Sorry. I love the
I
honesty.
don't do much of the movies. Well, I grew up.
I love the
I
honesty.
mean, I don't remember Heat because it's been that long since I've seen it. But I remember watching actually watching physically. It was like 2 tapes, wasn't it? It was a fucking long movie.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
I remember being long. And I remember them being in it, but I can't tell you for the life of me what happened. Was Val Kilmer too?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
All right, so I remember pieces of it, but I don't. Timothy's sure. I mean, well, if
had
it's
a lot
good,
of
then I'll
people in
definitely
that
make me want to
movie.
go back and watch the original Heat. But aside from that, I'm like, I don't really care. Cool. I mean, I like Timothy, so it works.
To me, I think there's a way that this could be great. I just need to see who's directing it. I need to see. Again, I always love when a director tells us why he decided.
Does Al Pacino direct?
Does he
But
direct?
does
I'm
he,
sure
or-
he's maybe directed something in his lifetime. I don't
Yeah.
need him to direct.
I'm saying he's
shit.
not known to be like a director now.
No.
Okay.
And by the way, one really quick thing as we move on to our next topic, a lot of people give Samuel L. Jackson shit for just doing any fucking movie, right? They gave Samuel L. Jackson shit. They gave Bruce Willis shit. Go look through IMDb for Al Pacino and tell me how many fucking movies you've even known he was a part of. There's a lot of Al Pacino, and half of them are with Robert De Niro. Like they just paired together
They like
after a while.
they like working together.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, what are you doing this summer? Nothing. You want to shoot a movie? Fuck it. Let's do
But
it.
it's
you know?
Salome.
Like, I'm telling you, bro, Pacino's done some movies that makes you go, what the fuck? And we've seen what Robert De Niro's done with the latter half of his career. Everything he does ends with grandpa. It's like fucking mafia grandpa, bad grandpa, good grandpa.
De Niro was
Papa.
like, I am the grandpa
Like,
of this
he's
generation.
embracing it. He's just embracing it. But all right, let's move on. HBO is reportedly developing a Arya Stark Game of Thrones spinoff
Whoa,
series.
whoa. How about start with the one that's confirmed and then go to the rumor?
I was gonna add that at the end.
No. That's why you
First
start
one
with
was a
what's
rumor.
confirmed, then you go to the rumor.
No, but the rumor is the icing on the cake. You lure them in with the thing that may or may not happen, and then hit them with the thing that
No,
will
you
happen.
don't do that.
I always do that.
That's
You
a
serious?
false lead. That's how I look at it.
I love that. That's why whenever I give birthday presents, the first gift you open has nothing in it. So,
That's rude.
you're like, what the fuck? And then you open the real gift. But no, all right, we'll do it Joel's way. We are getting a Jon Snow series.
Yes.
That
I will
is
see it on my
indeed
screen again.
confirmed.
By the-
Trayvon, do I
What?
need to get a fire hose?
What?
God damn.
I didn't
Go
say
take a shower,
nothing.
Taylor. Jesus
I didn't
Christ.
say nothing.
Damn. Because if I believed you had even any interest in the story, I wouldn't say that. You ain't got no goddamn interest in that story,
You're right.
Trayvon.
You're right.
Oh,
Oh my god.
You're absolutely right.
You were
I know you. What do you mean I'm right? I know you. You serious?
hilarious, bro.
Gracious.
Yeah, true.
Trayvon, you are killing me today, dog. You are killing me.
Because, Didge, when I first started with Trayvon, what he's saying now would be like a whisper. so like you couldn't really hear it. But then he just got progressively louder with it, to where it's just
More
like,
confident.
well, do I
am
do you
now,
need
yeah.
water? Are you okay? But no. So we are getting a Jon Stark series, and it is rumored.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. Sorry.
Snow.
See, Trayvon's fucking me all up. The Jon Snow series, and there is a rumor that we might be getting an Arya Stark
Also.
series.
Right.
Yes, Arya
Did she
Stark.
die?
I think that's where I fucked.
No.
No, she did not die. No,
She's in the
she
opposite.
robbed Jon Snow's fucking thunder, the fucking Night King,
She did.
fucking asshole.
No, Daenerys is the only
Um,
one that of the main. Well, a lot of people died, but of the
Yes,
the,
Of
the,
ones
the
we
final, yeah, the final main. I guess you would whatever you
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah,
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, because we saw what Luke and Leia would look like if they didn't care that they were brother and sister. We got that. we got the Dragon Queen. So it's like, all right. As long as John's alive, that's really all I cared about. Once I saw John survive, I was
Yeah,
like,
I
I
was
don't really
hoping
give
he
a
stayed
fuck.
alive.
I wanted Daenerys to survive. I didn't care. After the ending was horrible.
I will not disagree, but Jon Snow to me this entire series was like my Batman. So I'm like, this motherfucker got it.
Yeah. I think the journey to the end, towards the end, was bad because it was rushed.
Yeah.
But I don't.
They
think
thought they were getting that. They thought they were getting that Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
They
that's
did.
what it is. They rushed
They
into
did.
it and they fucked up and they lost the Star Wars movie.
I
Yeah,
hope
And
people,
they got
I
a
hope
whole
people
bunch of
are
bad
learning
publicity off of that
what
ending.
happens with these Star Wars movies. You get them finished strong, whatever you had prior.
Yeah. Don't
They will
half-ass
cut it.
before
They
you
will
go
cut
there.
it.
Right.
Oh, Kathleen
It
Kennedy
is
has
not set in stone.
she has no problem telling you to get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah. How many guys are coming down already? It's insane. So.
Shit, just in the one Han Solo movie, it felt like there were 6 directors in that shit.
And
Um,
Rogue One, it was the
and Rogue One, yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy is big on go fuck yourself. She is massive on that. She has nothing but Black Air Force energy with that. But Joel, I'll start off with you because you are the only reason why I ever watch Game of Thrones. What are your thoughts on Snow returning and the possibility of Arya returning also?
I love it because I love Jon Snow and I love Game of Thrones. It's still to me the greatest TV show of all time. I don't care how bad that last season was. I fucking love that show. It's so good. And I would love if this is a way of them redeeming that show. I'll take it. Like, oh look, we know we fucked up, but now we can kind of sort of retroactively fix it. But we'll do that. Like,
Yeah.
I'll take it. There's an extension, between Arya and John. I'll take it. Because again, I love the characters. I love the world they created, and I didn't think we'd get it so soon, considering we're getting the prequel series, which takes place like 100 years before.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now
I'm
that I
down
am
to see
excited
what
for.
House Targaryen I do look forward to. But I'll be lying you completely if I told you I wasn't excited to get more of Jon Snow and whatever the fuck they end up calling it. And if we do get a spinoff with the faceless Arya Stark, I look forward to seeing her assassin ass doing things too.
Fucking thief. The fucking thief that she is. Yeah, no, this is great. And look, if this Snow series is as good as we believe it has the ability to be, we will not remember how Game of Thrones ended. We'll only remember how it continued.
That's all you hope, right? Yeah, that's what
Right,
you hope.
how it continued. We'll remember how it continued.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think this is a perfect character to utilize going forward. Definitely somebody that it seemed like maybe wanted to take a step back from it. So just thrusting right back into it. God bless you. You got Game of Thrones money and you got Disney money. Go get your bag, young man. Go get your bag. Go get your goddamn bag. I do want to. You know what?
Do not mess
They gotta
up
start.
with Disney.
They got to start. And I know to a lot of people they could fucking care less, but I care. I want actors to have to start reporting what their contracts are, like sports players have to. I want to fucking know what some of these people are getting paid, man. Because you ever hear like when a female actor comes out and goes, "Oh, he was being paid 10 times more than I was." Well,
Yeah.
What was he being paid? Like was he getting 50 and you were getting 20? I could understand that. But was he getting 300 million and you were getting 50? That's a big difference, right?
Yeah, that's a huge shit.
Start showing us some fucking numbers. I want to start counting your pockets, actors. But Didge, you excited for this?
I honestly no. The ending was the ending of Game of Thrones was just it was that bad to me that I don't care where it goes after it. Like, if you're gonna do more series, do prequel series. Like this House of Dragons, I'm excited for that because it's something that's before the whole series. I don't care where a series that ended that badly goes from there. And I mean, and it's messed up because I like both characters, but it's like it just ended so badly.
Yeah, I'm more so. You know what? No. You know what? I'll say this, Didge. I'd be with you if you told me I wasn't getting a Snow series, I was only getting Arya. Because then I would tell you I don't really care about her enough for that to really be like a big thing for me. But Snow, like I said, was the leading force of why I stuck around from beginning all the way to end. Good or bad.
The ending made me not care about him the most because it's like you built up all of this for it to mean nothing.
And that's why my faith is in his series will rectify that. He'll do so much dope shit.
I don't have it in me to get the hopes up for it anymore. They built it up for too long.
All I ask is this, is that you keep an open mind for when the trailer drops. And it won't be anytime soon, obviously.
Right.
But keep an open mind that you allow the trailer to possibly sway you back.
If the trailer draws me in...
Let me tell you this. Let's just be real. It's HBO. It fucked up at the end, but it's going to be great until it ends again. Let's put it that way.
I don't have it in me to deal with that. Like, I don't want to deal with.
Strong
I don't want to deal with another.
It's going to be a great show, and it might fuck up again because they don't know how to end it.
But to be fair,
well, it's such a good show.
You know what, Didge? The one thing we can give HBO, right? Let's take how Game of Thrones ended out for a second. What other series has HBO done that they've had a series finale or a final season, I'm sorry, as horrible or as bad, as a lot of people believe Game of Thrones was, right? Watchmen, that ended beautifully.
Yeah.
Right? They have a lot of series that end really good. Maybe not the greatest of all time. I didn't think that was bad. I thought that was
like that last ending.
I thought it was, at the time, it was one of those things where it's like, bitch, you want me to think? But, looking back, it's like, okay, that was an interesting way.
It's definitely not as bad as I thought. Yeah, like you said a couple years ago, but
also keep this in mind. Until he passed, there were rumors of a sequel film in the works where they were going to bring the story back.
True.
But when he passed, that's when we got the prequel movie instead. So could you pick? No, I enjoyed it too, Joel. Especially Corey Stoll. Corey Stoll stole the show for me. But picture if he didn't pass and we got a sequel movie. It would have cleaned up a lot of what you didn't like about how it ended. So that's why I'm saying Jon Snow's show has the ability to clean it up.
I think Sopranos had a bad ending, but not a bad season.
That's
ending
true.
was bad.
That is true. The season was good. It was very much the very last ending.
Literally, it left you like whoa.
Game of Thrones. This last season was bad.
It's funny you say that because if Jon Snow defeated the Night King, I wouldn't have really given a fuck about anything else.
The pacing was weird.
It needed more. It needed another season at least.
The pacing was weird. Lighting in the what was supposed to be the greatest battle episode. Lighting was horrible.
Dark, yeah.
I liked that. I liked it for a little bit.
Too.
Yeah, I liked it for a little bit.
It was cool. Yeah, it was cool to have the aesthetic for a little bit, but then to have the whole episode like that.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like when I watched BVS, and every time Batman would show up, I'm like, this dark aesthetic is beautiful. And then he would hold it for Superman, and I'm like, and that's where I don't like it. Like, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I would have liked it if the ambiance was dark, but when you go to like somebody's getting killed or somebody's killing something, that we could see clearly. You know what I'm saying? So if it was a healthy balance of the two, I think I would have liked it more. But Trayvon, are you excited for this news? Apparently, you're excited.
I mean, look. Sure.
Preach, baby, preach.
This show I watched. I think I started like season 2 when it was on. I was like, oh, I don't care about that damn show, and I kept people talking about it, so I don't watch it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I watched it in the first episode. I was like, what the hell's going on? Wow, okay. So I just kept going. I was like, this show is crazy. But the ending, I just was like, oh, okay, she's dead. All right. and then they were together. This show is just very, very weird ending, and I will like to see where he goes, but I do not want this to interfere with you being the Black Knight. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, I hope not.
I just really hope this does not interfere with Disney.
I think it's almost
I
impossible.
need to see him with powers.
I think it's almost impossible for it to interfere because it's not a main character, right? Yeah. It's very much a character you don't have to utilize as much. You can sprinkle in a whole bunch of different things till you get to like a really big thing. So I don't think it'll be a cross stream at all. And again, remember what Feige said. I'm not holding people to shit. You want to go do something else? Go do something else. You know, just
he needs
be here when I need you.
Stop that. He needs to hold people to shit. I don't need no.
You wouldn't have had Oscar. Oh, you didn't like Moon Knight. I'm not even gonna go down that path.
I did not look. Stop. See, I did not hate Moon Knight. Okay.
I didn't say hate. See how you manifested. I said you didn't
even
like
Moon Knight. I just love it now.
Yeah, he did fly. He did fly. And he looked good doing it too. So it's
right? A lot of cool shit at the end.
All right,
the Arya show, I do not care.
We all don't care until we do. That's how I feel.
There you go.
I can't tell you how much shit they down to. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And then I'm like, I give so much fucks now. Like,
that's how I felt with Peacemaker. I don't give a damn about this, but okay, cool.
I don't give a shit about Game of Thrones. You know how much shit I give about Game of Thrones? I watched it the first time. I watched like one episode. I'm like, it's all right. And then everyone kept talking about, oh, you gotta watch it, bro. You gotta watch it. All right, whatever. I'll try it. Sorry from the very beginning.
Joel threatened me.
You ain't got to the red way.
I got hooked, and I
did not watch it.
I don't regret it. I don't regret going back.
Yeah, Joel was just like, "Bitch, I will stab you if you don't watch this series." Watch it right that second.
You making out of this house.
All right. So next topic, we got a new live-action project based on Max Payne is reportedly in the works at 20th Century Studios. Look. I told you guys this before. Max Payne is very near and dear to my heart. Just base the shit off of Max Payne 3. I don't need from the beginning. I don't need the wife, child, children, everybody. Don't give me that shit no more.
Punisher?
Let it be flashbacks. Give me Max Payne 3 as you see right there. Do it for Max Payne 3.
Don't be mad at me.
That's the perfect way to start it.
Who is Max Payne?
Right there. Put it back up, Jayla.
Who is Max?
I see who that is. I see this. But what is this?
Max Payne. Yeah, Max Payne was a game for Xbox.
Just tell them how it is. It invented bullet time. Almost.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Did it come out before the Matrix?
I don't remember. It was around the same time.
No. Matrix came out before it. But the first Matrix didn't really utilize bullet time all that much. It was more so because remember the key thing of the first Matrix was him dodging bullets. In Max Payne, it's you jumping, it's shooting shit. Yeah, you're not like.
It's the first game I saw that utilized bullet time.
Oh yeah, for sure in games. Yes, I remember I had it from PlayStation.
Video game bullet time is what. Let me clarify.
Yeah. But no, Max Payne, I believe, is an amazing franchise that has never had a movie before, so this will be the first time.
That's what we're doing.
So I'm gonna be really proud of whenever they give it to us.
That's what we're doing.
What are you referring to, Dave?
Okay.
What are you referring to? What do you mean?
Cold classic? Is I missing something?
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Jayla. That's it right there, Trevon. That's it right there. Oh, that shit was so much fun. Oh,
never had a movie though, huh?
No, never had a movie. So, Didge, I'll go to you first.
Never had a movie though.
Are you interested in the first ever Max Payne movie?
Yeah, I mean, I must have imagined the first movie, but hopefully it's better than what I remember. My imagination was wild at that time.
You mean the game?
The movie was in 2008. Okay, I see it.
Was it?
I had to go look it up. You mentioned it.
Was it really that? I thought it was longer. Why did it feel like it was longer ago?
Oh, yeah, it was that movie was so bad. I get it. It was so bad. But
look, I knew what he was trying to do. I went to look it up just to piss Joanna off here. So yes.
It's one of those things. Video game movies are always so hit or miss. I hope it's good. Because like you said,
I always hope it's good.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yes, it worked.
It was bad. I know. It was
No,
very
Mark
bad.
Wahlberg.
You're saying like video game movies usually sometimes are bad, but my problem with this is there's nothing about this fucking game that's not realistic. So it's like, how do you fuck
Except
up?
bullet time.
Well, yes, but like,
But-
how do you like?
I don't.
How hard is that to
comparing
do?
it, but comparing it to like Assassin's Creed, where there's numerous ways you could fuck that up. This is just about a cop looking for vengeance. It's Die Hard. How do you fuck that up? Like come on now. What?
And this is
Wasn't
why they can do it
Ludacris in
now
this
when they do
movie?
it right.
Ludacris was the cop.
He sure is. He's
Look,
right here in
I'll
this
tell you
cast.
this. I'll tell you this. Ask
Mila
Joel.
Kunis, Mark Wahlberg.
Joel is my witness. Joel, be honest about this. That movie is the reason why I despise Mark Wahlberg. I shit on him as often as I fucking can.
Yes.
I mean, it might not be his fault.
I won't
It
doubt
was
it.
his fucking fault. And as Joel, it took
Awful.
every ounce of me to enjoy Uncharted, knowing that this motherfucker was in it. I did. I still love the movie, but it was difficult because I can't stand. And then this motherfucker doubled down by doing Transformers. Fucking hate Mark Wahlberg.
It didn't help. It didn't help that the movie was PG-13.
Also bad.
No, because you can do Max Payne PG-13. You can. The acting in the script was
It's not
horrible.
as fun.
Because
It
here's the
didn't, but
thing.
it doesn't help.
Here's
I'm
the
not
thing.
saying it's the
I didn't-
reason.
I didn't leave that movie going, damn, it wasn't violent enough. I left that movie going, you have never played the fucking game. You have literally never played the game. Somebody told you the synopsis. And you
Especially
made a
at that time, it makes sense.
Yeah,
No, you know,
yeah.
they don't care back then.
But I'm
It-
sorry,
it's-
Ditch. Your
it
thoughts
was a
on this
bad
project.
movie. No, like I said, it's video games. Movies in general are very hit or miss, and for some reason, it seems like the more realistic the game is, a lot of the times they drop the ball with it. So
Right.
that scares me for this. But I'm gonna keep an open mind. I want to see the trailer, and we'll go from there. I'll at least if it's halfway decent, because I forgot that quickly who was it was 20th Century Studios. So do they have a streaming? So it's gonna go into theaters.
Disney or Hulu. Or theaters, yeah, obviously theaters.
It's for sure gonna go into theater. I was hoping maybe it'll be one of those something that just goes straight to a streaming. Let Netflix buy it or some shit. I don't know.
Don't rob me. Hell no. Don't fucking rob me of the first ever Max Payne movie. The fuck?
I'm going based off of if the trailer's as bad as I'm assuming.
Oh, don't do that to me, Ditch. Don't make me live through this shit twice. I can't.
I've been beaten down by, like I said, the more realistic a video game is, it seems like their movies just drop the ball.
All I'm saying is I just watched a fucking hedgehog sweep up the fucking box office. Do better by Max Payne. If you can do a successful
because
Sonic,
that wasn't realistic. Because
But that's
that wasn't
my
a
problem.
realistic movie.
that should be easier.
They were,
Like,
but I agree with you, but it seems like for some reason it isn't.
bruh, that's like Trayvon. I passed it to you, but that's like saying, "Yo, I just did Clifford, and this shit was a box office hit." It's like, what we got next? Bob the Builder, but it flopped. How the fuck do you fuck up Bob the Builder, but you get this Empire State Building dog right? Come on now, like, what are we doing here? Come on. And I do want a Bob the Builder movie now. But anyway, Trayvon.
Why?
Oh, you'll
Why
get it.
not?
You'll get it.
Why did Clifford had a movie?
They're
I didn't
gonna
need
do
that shit.
everything. They're gonna do
I want
everything.
Bob the Builder.
Shit.
And they're making a Barbie movie. If she gets some shit, I want something for us.
I
And
think
that's
this
Bob
Barbie
the
movie
Builder.
about to be spicy.
I don't know if that's the
Yeah.
equivalent, but okay.
It is the equivalent. Yeah.
Bob the
Builder
Builder
is
and
my
Barbie?
shit, yeah. I want Bob the Builder. I want Franklin. I want Little Bill. I want all that shit. Bring it to me. Bring it to me. I want
You're
it.
probably not going to get Little Bill.
You're not gonna
You're
get
probably
Little
not
Bill.
going to get that one.
No, I don't need Little Bill from him. But that don't mean I can't get Little Bill.
Well,
I want Arthur.
But Arthur would be really interesting to see how they utilize it. 'cause
Redo how
Arthur
they-
to me was just as boring as Doug. Like, what the
redo
fuck did
their
he do in
flash
his day?
forward.
fucking love Doug.
The
Fuck off.
flash forward is
Bernstein
fine.
Bear.
was so
The Bernstein
fucking
Bear.
boring. What did Doug do?
Doug was imagination. His imagination.
Well, man.
Joel, in his imagination,
Well,
he had
man.
no fucking powers. Doug was
Yes,
just
he
a
did.
boring
Well, man
motherfucker.
had powers. He
No,
was,
he
he was a spy, and he was what else?
Man,
Was
I
that,
tell you what.
he was,
This is how I would watch
like
Doug.
Indiana
The
Jones.
theme song would come on, and then as soon as it went off, I said, "All right, what's Wild Thornberry's about today?"
They should do Rocket Power. They should do Rocket Power.
Yes,
I'll be up for a
only if it's adult, and you show that his dad and uncle were getting high as fuck back there. That's the only way I'll be interested in Rocket Power.
Well, of course,
They
it's
only
never
way I'd be
would do
interested.
that.
Because you know good and goddamn well, his dad didn't give a fuck about nothing. His dad was high as shit daily. But Trayvon, are you excited for this Max Payne project now that you know who Max Payne is?
Yeah, it looks. I mean, now let's shoot him up. Yeah, it'll be, fun. Sure.
Damn, you could have had my
I
back.
didn't know. Just
I don't know. I literally
Damn,
like
man.
when you said Max Payne. Look, I'm gonna tell you what I actually thought when you first said it.
thought of another drink.
No, I thought it was the real name of the Hitman character. When you said that, I was like, "Is that Hitman?" In my head, that's what I thought to myself. But I didn't say it. So I was like,
Another
Is
franchise
that
he
Hitman?
loves.
I didn't know. Like I did. I thought. Look, I didn't know. Sorry.
That would be hysterical. His
That's
real
what I
name is
thought.
Fucking Max Payne.
We're gonna pass it over to Joel. Joel, do you have any interest in a Max Payne project?
They're gonna bury that franchise for all I care, but I'll watch it. I don't
Just give
remember
me-
anything about it. I just
Who's
give me the bullet time mode and I'll be fine.
Just give me another game.
Who's
Well,
making the movie?
If you're
Remember that?
basing it off, no, that's not revealed yet. If you were going to base it off of Max Payne 3, which you should, and you were doing bald
Oh, they're
Max
rebooting this
Payne,
for sure.
and you were doing bald Max Payne,
Old Max
before the news came out, I was always saying Bruce Willis would fucking nail it. But obviously we know now that can't be the case. So I'm very curious if you start from the beginning. I would honestly rather them just do Max Payne 4 than to give me anything show or movie. Just make more games. Not everything has to be.
I would take another game.
I'm going to be honest, and Joel will know how serious I am by what I'm about to say. I'd much rather read a fucking Max Payne book than to see you fuck up another live action project. And Joel knows I don't read. Not that I can't, but that has something to do with it. But I would rather read than watch you fuck up another
Oh, they
live
are
action
remaking.
project.
They're remaking Max Payne and Max Payne 2.
Oh, for they're remastering it. Good. I hope they
No, it's a full remake, not even just a remaster.
a
It's
full remake.
It's a full remake.
That's interesting. For what? When?
It was announced in April. I missed that news.
No
completely.
one cared to say it out loud because I didn't see
Man,
that.
Yeah, no, I didn't care to say it out loud.
April.
All right, let's move on. All right, Trayvon, I start with you on this. Guy Ritchie, the greatest director ever known, is developing a live-action Hercules film for Disney. You excited for this?
I am. I think he's a lot of. I don't know. I'm excited to see it. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be interesting. I want to see who. I can't think of what a group of singers are. What are they called?
Muses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Hercules.
Very curious.
I do.
Because that could be this very good opportunity for them to pick some very prominent singers to put there. It'll be really cool to see what they do with that.
Wow.
Like I want to see.
The
What'll be
fan
really
casting for the
interesting-
Muses have been amazing.
Yeah, that needs to be.
I'll say this. What will be very
gotta be
interesting
right.
is because me and Joel, me, you, and April had a long conversation about this.
Mhm.
Guy Ritchie kind of fucked up the last time he did this Disney portrayal because his Jasmine wasn't what
I
the
didn't
Jasmine
agree with
should
that.
have
I thought he
been.
was fine.
Her being part, but when I look at her, she looks nothing like it. Is
She looks
Wasn't his Jasmine?
Get cleaner.
Oh, they're doing a 2?
Wasn't his Jasmine old girl from Power Rangers?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure was.
She's half Indian.
Not even that. I just couldn't remember if that was her or not.
And that didn't set well with certain people.
But I will say,
Naomi Scott. I should say her name
Yes.
instead of just
Yes.
saying "old girl."
Oh, girl.
hey,
The
she old
pink
girl. You know?
Power Ranger.
Yes. But what I will say is this: that I was very impressed with Guy Ritchie. Right? Everyone believed there's no way you could do it without Robin Williams. Then there was a group of people that believed there was no way you could do it if it's not The Rock. And he went into left field and grabbed Will Smith, and it worked.
Yeah.
Weird,
It
right?
worked. It
'Cause
worked. You
There's a
know,
lot of bullshit behind that, and it did work.
it worked. It really did. Regardless of how you feel about that movie, Will Smith, if you believe that movie was bad, I will not accept slander that Will Smith is what was bad about it. You know what I'm saying? And again, look, me and Joel went into there going, look, if you can give me all the songs, I can at least say, okay, good. And they gave us all the songs, and fucking gave us a new one.
Yeah.
So it's like they covered all the songs and then made a new one. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, honestly, I mean, look who cast as Jafar. He did a great job with that film.
That was my least favorite casting. It just didn't sound like Jafar.
The voice didn't, but the height, the stature, the face, everything else screamed Jafar.
He was too pretty.
I will not disagree with that, Joel. I will not disagree with that. You definitely look at him and then look at Jafar, and you're just like,
yeah.
You know, I shouldn't be turned on by Jafar, right? Like, Jafar's supposed to look disgusting, right? Like, what the hell?
Supposed to be a creepy old guy. He wasn't creepy at all.
Yeah, not at
all. Sure wasn't.
Shit, I mean, the way you casted him, Jasmine was looking at him like,
I felt that.
Like,
he wasn't like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, when she kidnapped him, she was just like, oh, you did it? Shit, okay. So yeah, it wasn't that bad, but again, I thought the biggest hurdle for him to jump was the casting of Genie, and he nailed it in my opinion.
Yeah.
So to me, I have full faith that Guy Ritchie and his team can put together an amazing Hercules cast. And again, really the only big name out of that was Will Smith, like the only really true big name.
True. After that, maybe Jasmine, but she's not as big as nowhere near as big.
Near as big as Will Smith. So I'm very curious, how does he go about casting for this? Like, do you cast Hades with a big name, and then everybody else is up and comers?
Because he's a big voice.
Hades and the Muses.
Yeah, I think those have to be your.
You gotta nail Hades.
Because Hades, you gotta have somebody who, as much as I don't like James Wood as a person, but you gotta have somebody who can have those comedic chops.
That's true. I'm with you, buddy.
I don't think that necessarily means it can't be somebody that we've never seen before. If they choose to go with a big name, I wouldn't be like, you should have went with a no name. But I think giving someone that opportunity to make a name for themselves in that role, because to me, as long as they bring it. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe that someone in this movie has to be a big name. Somebody has to be your marquee.
Well, if you're saying just any of those, it has to be the Muses then.
Okay, that's fine.
You gotta get those great singers.
You already know Jennifer Hudson's one of them. You already know that. Just book it. She's one of them. She's fucking one of them. They already wrote the check. She's one of them. Let's get
Lizzo in there.
You know they probably will. Shit,
I'm trying to see if I could find the fan cast.
I was about to say, think of 4 black women.
Janelle Monáe in there.
They'll bring them in there. Yeah, they'll bring them in there. They'll be in there.
So I thought about this. So if they're doing a Hercules movie for Disney, who also owns Marvel, does this kind of give us the indication that we won't see Hercules in Thor?
No.
Not necessarily.
No, you do remember we're seeing Zeus, right? Like Zeus is in Thor.
I mean, Zeus would be a minor character. It doesn't have to be a big character in the Hercules movie.
Hercules doesn't have to be a massive character either. Again, that's a character that you
depending on your casting, they'll compare the casting. Like, okay, they cast them better at Marvel. Like if they,
I don't think so.
I
think there'll be younger Hercules in the Disney movie.
Yeah, because the movie version of Hercules, it wasn't. Obviously, it goes pretty much from kid to when he goes up, when he finally ascends Olympus. But then, so it's not gonna be necessarily like you have to worry about him being like super big, strong man for like a comic book movie type of thing, because you're gonna see him throughout his life.
Right. Yeah. And also, we have no idea when we'll see Hercules. That's the name Feige has not used. We assume because we see Zeus that he's not far.
Right.
But we have no reason to believe Hercules is on the horizon until we hear something from Kevin.
And I won't until I see him for sure.
Right. And again, that's not a character that, again, Kevin Feige makes characters that aren't big names into big names, but that's a character that doesn't have to be a main focus of anything. He can tag along with whoever you want him to tag along.
Word.
But yeah, go ahead, Trayvon.
No, that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anybody you have in mind for Hercules?
I can't think of. Because I figured it would be somebody new.
It doesn't have to be. If you want Hercules to be a known name, you can go for a known name. I'm just saying I like these movies because look, Aladdin unfortunately had the complete opposite result. Homeboy played Aladdin and said he couldn't find another fucking job, right? So it's like, but usually it doesn't. Yeah, usually it doesn't work that way. Usually for a movie that is successful, people are knocking down the doors to get these said actors. So that's why I'm saying I would like Hercules if it's a big movie, right? If it's successful, to have a lot of known, not unknown names that become household names. Is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just a great way to shoehorn them in.
I mean, the first thing that came to mind was Glenn Powell and Alan Rich, whatever the guy that played Reacher.
Rickman? Is it Rickman?
That's first two people I thought of, but I don't know.
Who played Hawk in in Titan.
Alan Richardson.
Yeah, thought about him and Glenn Powell. I don't know.
He was dad in Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, he was.
That's what I always go back to. Yeah.
Those are two I thought of immediately, but
that'll be really interesting. And look, I'm looking forward to this Hercules movie because I'm like, if you could nail Hercules, I'll have faith you could fucking do a He-Man movie. Like, I won't truly believe in He-Man until I see how well Hercules is.
But He-Man is not by Disney, right?
No.
Yeah.
Netflix is doing He-Man.
Yeah.
You know. They are?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they did to animate it.
Yeah.
Are they doing live action? Ooh, I did not hear that.
It was supposed to be a movie, but they scrapped it completely. And
well, it's still going to be a movie, but not.
I remember WhatCall was going to be it, right?
No. I mean, another studio was supposed to do the movie.
What's his name?
Yeah,
but now it's all on Netflix.
Right. Ooh. Yeah, they're just
still on Netflix. Now it's a Netflix movie now.
Right, they're just a hub of He-Man. Yeah, they're a hub of He-Man. But Joel, what are your thoughts on this? Because I know there were certain points that you're like, you just have to get right with this movie.
I
casted He-Man.
Hercules was my favorite. Hercules was my favorite Disney movie growing up. I love the character, but I loved every incarnate. I even loved the Kevin Sorbo Hercules on that was on TV.
I did not like that one.
I loved those shows, and I loved Xena. Like the
Xena was cool. Hercules was just Hercules.
Where is that movie? Where is her movie?
I don't know. That? She was made up for the show, I believe. But I loved those shows too. I loved him, and I loved them, and then I loved the cartoon, the animated movie. I was really into Greek mythology, so it was my thing. So seeing him finally come to Disney. Now Disney did their own version of Hercules. They didn't get into a lot of the drama that is Greek mythology.
But the Hercules series was great.
But it really was. You got young Hercules, you got older Hercules. I loved the Titans. I loved the gods. I loved the creatures that they had. You gotta nail the main characters. So you gotta nail Hercules. You gotta nail Phil. At this point, I'm like, why don't you cast fucking Danny DeVito as Phil anyway? He's still alive. Might as well.
I hope they keep that in it because it makes me think.
I just assumed that he had
Mulan.
He's a big part of the story, the Disney version of the story. So you would assume that they would have Phil TVs.
Cut out MuchTo doing Mulan though, so it's like
that's true, but that was very different. That was very much more like
they changed the story for that.
That was less like the Disney adaptation than the actual adaptation. That's why it was different than the other one. And I like Mulan, but it was.
I really liked. I really liked that movie.
Yeah. It was a choice.
The animated movie or live action?
I like both.
I love the animated movie.
I like both. But obviously I missed Mushu. It was very weird not having Mushu. But Hercules, like I want to see the Pegasus. I want to see the gods. Like who's gonna be fucking Zeus? Like who's gonna be Hera? Who's gonna be the rest of the gods that you see? Who's gonna be Megara?
That's what you cast the big people. Yeah, right.
You gotta be the main cast.
I do have one casting that I'm like, it's non-negotiable. You gotta fucking give it to me. The little purple demon. I need to be Seth Rogen. Fucking need it.
Pain and Panic.
Need it. Yeah, I need it. I need Seth Rogen. I need that. That's the only thing I ask for. Whatever.
But he has to be Pain and Panic. So who's the other one?
I don't know. I haven't really gave it thought. I just because I'm hearing that one in my head, and I'm like, Seth Rogen. Fucking.
Well, they already brought in Pumbaa, so like.
I'm really hoping
that's not going.
Those type of characters.
They're not doing anymore. Anything else with Lion King? He's fine.
I feel like they have for Hercules. You kind of have to with those.
With what?
Where it's like because Trayvon was saying he hopes they keep those type of characters.
Oh,
I feel like with the,
I mean, we did just, like Joel said, we did just watch Mulan where there was no Mushu.
yeah,
So,
but
like,
even
maybe not.
But even with like, even if you do the Greek mythology version of Hercules, it is still built around all of those mythological characters.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about the two characters I was just trying to give Seth Rogen to. I thought you were just talking about that. You're talking about Hercules as a whole.
Yeah, like you still have to have the mythological aspect of it, so you're gonna still have to have those sort of fantastical characters in it.
They're all in it. I mean, the origin's different, obviously. It's very
Right.
different. Very, very different. But it's the Disney version. That's all I want. Give me the Disney. What you did was fine. We'll see it again. Give me the same song, because I still remember those damn songs. So it's like, and I hate musicals, but for Disney, I let it fly when it comes to Disney. Because I grew up on that shit, and so you got to nail some of them songs, especially the Hercules ones. Those are so good. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what a live action version of that version of Hercules looks like. Very happy to see it come true.
Yeah, and it's in the hands of the greatest director ever. So yeah, it should be.
He did, like you said, he did a good job on Aladdin. I loved Aladdin. I really did. Now it had its moments. It had some choice issues, but overall, I still enjoyed the live action.
I will say this. This is gonna sound really fucked up, but I'll put it on my shoulders. I won't put it on anybody else's. I felt like at certain points I was watching too much Jasmine for a movie called Aladdin. There are points
representation.
I'm watching her sing for like an hour, and I'm like, I don't see Aladdin anywhere.
They gave her an extra. They gave her an extra song. They gave her handmaid in a fucking role.
Yeah. I mean, look, they did the same thing in Lion King, where it's supposed to be Simba taking down the hyenas.
Yeah,
Nala's like, oh, let me fuck somebody up, and it's like, no, that's supposed to be
equal representation. We live in a different world now. Megra is gonna get some more scenes in this fucking thing.
Yeah, but at least in Lion King, I'm like, all right, the name is Lion King. I can kind of open that up to Nala and Simba. It's fucking called Aladdin, and I'm watching a whole 30-minute scene with just Jasmine. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Where's Aladdin? But did you excited for this project?
Oh yeah, I loved Hercules. That's it. Honestly, it's top 3 of my favorite Disney movies ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited for it, and it needs to be the Disney version. I don't want to see true to Greek mythology. I want to see the Disney version.
That would be a tragedy if it was good. The 12 labors.
Right. I don't need all of that. I want to see the Disney version brought to life.
Yeah. All right. I'm with you guys. All right. These next few topics, let's do as a lightning round. All right. So this one's really cool. Variety confirms a Wonder Man series is in the works at Disney Plus with Destin Daniel Critton and Andrew Guest. I'm very excited for this. Mainly because, let me tell you the only reason I'm excited for this Wonder Man series. Because I can now stop thinking, when the fuck is White Vision showing his fucking ass up again? Like, that was a question we literally had 2 weeks ago. That is no longer a question for me anymore. And it also nullifies the question Trayvon still had, which was, what happened to Scarlet Witch? I believe that should be answered. I believe we will see a reuniting of Vision and Wanda in the Wonder Man series. Again, my assumption. They
even said in an article that they said they expect that she would show up in it.
Right. I mean, as she should. All 3 of them should, really.
Yeah.
That's one of the ways outside of that.
Yeah.
One of the versions. Yeah.
So for me,
fueled Wonder Man.
I'm very excited for this. Joel, how excited are you for this project?
Well, let me just say right off the bat, Wonder Man is one of my least favorite fucking characters of all time. But I'm very open-minded.
Not starting off hot.
And I'm very much going to let me like it. Like Eternals. I didn't like the Eternals. I always did not like the design of the Eternals at all. But the movie was good. I did my research. I got into it. I was excited for Eternals. I actually ended up liking the movie. I'm more open to the Eternals as a whole now. Cool. Same thing with Wonder Man. I didn't like his name. I didn't like his look. It's just, he killed him off. I was so happy. But I'm very open to accepting this character again and whatever the MCU does with him, because there's a lot of history there that they've already kind of skipped past. They're already on Vision. They're already on all that. They already skipped all the important parts. So like how they pigeonhole him into the MCU now is very interesting. Because he did have a relationship with Wanda. There was a big connection with him and Vision, but again, we're past that now. So what are they going to do to compensate? And like he's an actor. He's a fucking cocky actor. This is what he is, you know. It's supposed to be like a satirical Hollywood comedy. So I'm like, all right, well, that's pretty interesting. Maybe it's like fucking Wonder Man meets Barry from HBO. Like, I'll take it.
That's actually hilarious. I like that.
You know, but
I like that.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, look, there'd be nothing funnier than for Wonder Man to start dating Wanda, and then Vision shows up, and he's like, "Yo, my bad, I didn't even know." Like, he's like, "That's the old work. Don't even sweat it, dog. Like, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool." Like, because the way Vision left Wanda and them kids, he said, that's him, not me." Like, I don't give a fuck about you nor them kids.
He's still processing.
Right? He's like, I got a life to explore. He's like, I'm free. He changed race up on Wanda and completely switched up. He became White Vision and said, "Fuck all of this."
Yeah.
But
I think West Coast Avengers too. A lot of that shit's forming now.
Yeah, yep. And now maybe this gives Clint something to do. Maybe Clint trains the West Coast
Maybe
Avengers.
it is Clint.
I would love that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what I'd want him to go by. If he's in it.
Who?
Clint.
He's Hawkeye. Everyone's double dipping. That's just how it is. We just gotta live with it.
I mean, they are. You know what? You know what, Joel?
Living.
You know what? I'll give you that once we see how Thor ends. If Thor ends with both of them
everything has
still
her
breathing,
name. Mighty Thor. She's Mighty Thor. I'm like, all right. If she's Mighty Thor, everybody gonna have double names. That's just how it is. We have two Spider-Man. We have two fucking Thors. Everybody has double.
We just double dipping everywhere. But Didge, are you looking forward to this?
I'm interested in it just to see White Vision show back up. That's probably from WandaVision ending the character that we know the least of what's been up with him since. So I do want to see that storyline tied in. And then it'd be cool to know confirmation that Wanda's coming back, you know, just to see where that's going to go full steam ahead. But I don't know too much about Wonder Man, so that in and of itself didn't really move the needle for me. It was more so when I saw that, White Vision should probably show up here. Yeah. That was the thing. I was like, all right, well, now I'm in.
And Elizabeth Olsen now fuels what I always believed to be true. Anytime an actor in the MCU says, "Yeah, as long as the script is good, yeah, I'd always come back." You know,
right?
You know, warranting the script is good. You don't give a fuck about no script. I can tell you right now, Wonder Man ain't got no fucking script. They just said, "Hey, you want to come back to be Wanda again? Fuck it, sure. What else can I do?"
They showed her the money. They were like, "Hey, you want this?"
They're like, "Hey, you're gonna be in 3 episodes. Here's $60 million." She was like, "Per episode? Sure, why not? Fuck it. Okay, cool." So to me, it's like whenever. That's why I'm like, now that Chris Evans said that, we about to see Steve Rogers soon. like, as long as it's a good script.
That man said he wanted
back.
to be Human Torch again. He's going to be Human Torch again.
No. If you listen to the interview in its entirety, he said, "I don't know how that would work." And the guy said, "Well, there's a multiverse now." And he said, "Oh, well, in a multiverse, yeah, sure. We're not still in that said multiverse, Trayvon."
Yes.
So him randomly showing up
it's
now.
It's happening. I'm going to see it.
Okay. All right. So when they cast Johnny Storm and it's not Chris Evans, I want you to have that same exact energy.
They can cast it. It's still multiverse. Still got a multiverse.
Going to thirst over whoever is Johnny Storm. At the end of the day.
You already know.
I hope I thirst over whoever they pick next.
I hope you don't. Okay. I don't have enough water in my pocket.
If I don't, I'm going to have a problem with the movie. So.
Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? And the idea that your girl Wanda's coming back? True.
She better be back. The hell? I don't know what else.
Only you thought she died. What do you mean?
No, I said she better not be dead. I said this. She's not dead. She can't be. No,
she can't be. Yeah, of course she can't be. Come on now.
They killed
her brother. that was it for them.
That was. I mean, his power was so much less than hers. So like at this point.
Well, also he hadn't fully realized it yet.
And that's fine. You know, he's gone now. I don't really care about him. I just want her. To be here. That's all I care about. I heard about this. I looked it up. oh, he said something to do with Wanda. Cool, she better be in it, and that's all. That's all I cared about, and that was it. That's why.
I want the return of Ralph Boner. That's all I want.
Now you trying to piss me off. Yeah, don't do that now.
That's funny. I like that. That's funny.
I'm telling you.
Fuck
He's
that.
gonna-
Whoever came up with that shit. Okay.
I mean, he's gonna be in it. I'm telling you right now.
Damn. All right. Let's move past that. So I couldn't wait. We're only doing 2 more, guys. We're getting out of here. I wanted to ask you about this. Netflix has ordered a 10-part series, Squid Game: The Challenge, with 456 players competing for 4.56 million cash prize, reported by Deadline. So, when are we signing up?
Oh, they're not gonna kill me.
I look forward to cheering you on from a distance.
I'll watch.
Okay,
I'll be in the crowd.
Okay, so I argued with my sister for an hour
I
about
will
this.
watch.
They are publicly promoting it, so
Yeah.
obviously they're not going to do anything that could kill somebody.
Oh, for sure. Of course not.
Like Netflix is
Not on
attacking their
purpose.
name
Not
to
on
that.
purpose.
No, they're not doing that.
Not on
But
purpose.
hey, look, fuck it. So y'all not gonna come support me if I do it?
I said I'll be in the crowd.
Yeah, I said I'll watch it from a distance.
All right.
But
So-
how wild of them though to do
Yeah,
this
right.
and clearly not understand the
Hell,
point of their own
It took
series.
this long, honestly.
Like,
Look,
Hell no.
hey,
for them to
I
not
watch,
understand the whole point of their series.
I watch Survivor every day and look at people not eat for 10 weeks. If they can survive that, I can get shot once or twice, stabbed a couple times.
You
put
guys
somebody
should
in the
believe. You guys
face.
should believe that show.
Yeah. No, of
Who
course
what,
not.
Survivor? No.
They eat like a motherfucker off screen. Like-
But if
Dinner
somebody
time.
Naked and Afraid, I don't think they do.
I
Naked
don't
and Afraid is
believe
one I
there
think
is
real.
a series known to man.
You
that
see
literally
you see
goes,
too
you
much of
just
their
wanna eat.
drastic. You see too much of a drastic weight loss with them on that one.
Who?
And if you
Naked
think
and
there's not a
Afraid?
nutritionist on the side that is keeping that weight loss healthy, come on now, Didge.
Nah,
Come on
that
now,
one I
Didge.
don't know. That one
Come
you
on
see,
now.
They be looking rough on that.
I
But
ain't
yeah,
throwing
so
that in.
I personally would do this, but y'all wouldn't. Okay, so let's move on.
I told you,
All right.
I'll cheer from the crowd.
So the last thing we got here, Kevin Feige teases where Marvel is headed next. Quote, as we are nearing the end of Phase 4, which I did not know we were nearing the end of Phase 4.
At all. I
You know
saw
why
that
I didn't
article
know
and I was
that.
You
like,
know why
oh.
it feels like it's going by so quickly? Because of the damn shows.
But hold on. That's the point I was making. I didn't feel like it was going by so quickly. I thought we had a whole nother leg of MCU left before
Well,
we exited Phase 4.
I figured, I guess maybe next year's the end of it, I guess.
I always thought what booked in a phase was an Avengers movie.
Maybe it
That's what I-
does. We don't know next. There's 3 movies. We don't 4.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not next year, the following year. But
No, I know
the
what you meant. I know what you
The
meant.
next year is we have 1 we don't know. The following year we have no idea.
So he says, and I quote, as we are nearing the end of Phase 4, I think people will start to see where this next saga is going. We will be a little more direct about that in the coming months. So like Joel said before, when we get to that event that Feige does every year, he'll give us the whole layout. He'll give us the whole complete layout, and we'll know exactly where we're going. But yeah, I felt as though I'd never seen this. So usually we're used to him releasing the whole slate, right? And us knowing exactly where it begins and ends. I feel as though I'd never seen this. So looking at this now, I'm just like,
Yeah. Well, no one ever puts it in that perspective because a lot of them don't have dates. They're
Right.
just out there.
right. So I was confused. But very excited because if we're exiting this, hopefully that means, to me, I believe in my heart, Phase 4 should not end without giving me a Fantastic Four. You're completely shitting on the biggest opportunity.
That's how it should end. You're absolutely
Right. Because you didn't start it that way, so you got to end it that way, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Fair.
I
So we'll know for sure come the end of this year when he does the whole layout of the rest of Phase 4 and then the introduction of Phase
Well,
5.
Disney Plus Day is September 8th. So mark your calendars for that because that will be the
the Disney Plus shows, right?
Well, I
That
will
would
be
be the
taking
Marvel
off work.
There you go. All right. So then what's it called? D23
Yeah.
is I'll tell you right now. D23. Oh. What did I just say? September what?
16th,
Eight.
I thought.
Big
So,
change.
Shit. I doubled up.
times 2. Like,
I doubled up on that. That's my fault.
this is 8.
Isn't D23 in September?
Yeah, I believe it is. But I'm trying to give a date. I'm trying to find the date. It's not long after. I just can't get a specific date.
Yeah, it's not that far after. But he'll be letting us know what the full
The
slate
9th
is.
through the 11th.
There you go. So look, it's the next day.
Yeah, that's
Well,
so
it's
weird.
actually the 9th is what, a Friday?
Has to be, because it's
It
usually
has
like
to
a
be.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, maybe it's Saturday. So maybe we got to wait a day. So it's like Disney Plus Day, waited it, then we get the movies.
Right.
Yeah, the 9th is a Friday, and then
Whenever the Marvel panel and the Lucasfilm panel.
yeah.
Didge, you excited about this news that we're about to see how Phase 4 ends, and then see how Phase 5 begins? Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I didn't realize we were this deep into Phase 4.
Right.
So that was weird. But yeah, I'm always interested to see where they're going. I like to see what's going to be the big crossover event, I guess is the best way to put it. And this is one where I really don't know where they're going with the crossover event. Like, is it going to be Secret Wars? I know that seems to be the leading rumor, and I would love to see Secret Wars in live action. So yeah, I am.
Yeah. Secret Wars is a must. Sorry. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That shit's a must. It has to happen. Trayvon, you excited for this?
I mean, he's doing a lot of talking, I can't wait. I want to see what's going on. Like, that's nicely talking and saying something, I guess. But I'm ready for the event.
To be clear, you do know, like, things are in production, about to start filming, right? Like, it's not just saying, like, Blade will be filming soon. And
Will it?
yeah, Trayvon. You're still hearing news as the day goes. You just heard news, what? Yesterday or the day before, that they brought on the production designer or something else or whatever.
It's happening. I mean, that's the next thing that'll start filming, probably.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why he even said this. Yeah.
Well, the article, he was asked. Because I can tell you right now, one thing Kevin Feige doesn't usually just offer is anything. He's usually asked and then he answers, sometimes very, cagey. But he was asked. And look, to be fair, I do want to know. Look, even reading this and hearing what Joel was saying, I did not know the end of the road of Phase 4 was this close. Me and Didge were sitting here just like, all right, a year and a half.
I was just plugging along. Like, all right, Phase 4, Phase 4.
All right, yeah, let's go. Let's keep chugging along. So for me, it's gone a lot quicker than I ever thought it would. So, all right, full steam ahead.
Shows, man.
Full steam ahead.
When did WandaVision come out?
Last year.
2021?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it started Phase 4, did it not?
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So,
Yep, because that was outside of Spider-Man, that was like the direct.
Yeah.
Right
technically, because that technically takes place after Endgame.
But it
Yeah,
ends.
but it was still
it
Phase
ends
3.
Phase 3.
Yeah.
It ends Phase 3.
So
and then
WandaVision starts.
Well, I guess Black Widow. I don't know.
No, because that came out after WandaVision.
did.
WandaVision was
did.
January.
And chronologically, it takes
Keep
place.
forgetting about that.
Oh yeah, chronologically,
before Infinity War.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a Phase 4. That should be plugged.
That should have been Phase damn near like 2.
Phase
No,
1,
Phase 3.
Phase 2, Phase 1. Remember, Iron Man 2 was in Phase 1.
Yeah, that's true.
That should have been right in there, pigeonholed right in there. But Joel, end this off, man. How excited are you to finally get some more MCU news? Like, I know there's a fan page for Armor Wars that just complains daily that they're getting no news, and I'm like, it's right around the corner.
Or
You're
Secret
about to get
Invasion.
news.
Where's
Well, we know
information
Secret
about that?
Invasion. Well, we know it was filming. It finished filming. So now that's about when they decide to reveal it. But that's not like Secret Invasion. Like, they have a point. Armor Wars we haven't heard anything
I feel like that's
about
canceled.
Armor Wars. It's not canceled.
Armor Wars?
Why do you feel it's
Come
canceled?
on, Trey.
Because they got to announce the same time as all the other things. That's the only one we heard.
Well, that
Nothing.
doesn't mean it's
Well,
canceled.
Time out. Remember, think about this. If you're Armor Wars, right, you honestly can't come out until after Black Panther anyway, because there's rumors that Ironheart is in Armor Wars. So she's not going to be introduced till Black Panther. So that has to be after. So I understand that they're putting that on the back burner for right now. Get Secret Invasion out because the Marvels is right around the corner.
Which is probably why they didn't even want to. Because last I had saw it said filming was supposed to start in October,
right?
And they probably didn't even want to start showing filming of it because people set pics be leaking and stuff, and if you see that, it's like, all right, well, we don't want that.
Right. No. And besides, like I said, Miss Marvel is still happening, and there might be things of Miss Marvel that leaks into Secret Invasion. You know what I'm saying? That leaks into the Marvel. So you just kind of want to just keep it separate. But Trayvon, if there's one thing we know is that Feige does not mention something and then cancel it. He just does not have that track record.
Not Sense Inhumans, and you know how that turned out.
That was out of his hands. That wasn't his decision.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that never happened. Now he has full control. At the time, he didn't know.
So whenever he tells you something, best believe that's just happening. It's in the bag. It's in the bag. But yeah, Joel. So like, I'm just glad that we're finally getting more information about the MCU because it be feeling like drought sometimes, right? Like where it's just like you get an influx of information from the MCU, and then it's crickets, and you're like, well, damn, can y'all say something? Like shit.
Well, at least we know the dates. Like last year, we were like in limbo for the longest time. Like I don't know when we're gonna get any information. We were stuck. We know DC was gonna do Fandom, but Marvel there was no word we're gonna get anything. And then one day they did the Disney Plus day. I think they had their Disney Plus day last year, and we got some information finally. We're like, oh, thank God.
Yep.
Or else we wouldn't have got shit last year, And every time we hear something it's from the trades, we're like, oh, it's not the same.
That's not the same at all. Because remember, the trades were like Oscar Isaac is Moon Knight, but then we were like, "Hey, Kevin, is he Moon Knight?" And he was just like, "Oh no!" It took Oscar Isaac posting the Instagram picture for us to be like, "Well, he is okay. All right, there's confirmation."
I admit
and
it.
it took forever. It took forever to get that. So Feige be stringing us along, man. He just be like, y'all just enjoy the crumbs. It's like,
September.
No, man.
We get our answers in September from Marvel.
Right. So it'll be answered. Feige will get to it, and we all trust him. Trayvon, deep down, you trust him. He don't be telling you something and then it don't happen. That's all.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying. And look, shit, he just gave you a whole movie called Doctor Strange, but it was Wanda's movie. So you're welcome. Okay, he gave you something you didn't even expect.
I just want to in September. I bet hear something about Fantastic Four. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Well, we just said that we believe they're going to end Phase 4 in that. So we'll hear more information, like Joel said, when they do the movie day.
We should get more information.
We'll get a I guarantee you there are two things. If Fantastic Four is talked about that day, we'll get 100%. We'll get our Reed Richards and we'll get our director. 100%. 100%. Without.
I mean, they very well could be one and the same person, so you should.
There you go. Right there you go. There you go. You shocked yourself like, oh shit.
I'll cry.
Okay. Look, all I'm saying is John Krasinski very much was very into directing A Quiet Place, right? All of a sudden, that motherfucker ain't interested in directing A Quiet Place. Sound like he freeing up some space, right? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If it looked like a duck, right? But I'm very excited to see where they go with the MCU and what other weird characters like Wonder Man we see get announced in the near future. Does Joel get his Hercules series? You know what I'm saying? Like, do we get West Coast Avengers led by Hawkeye? Like, do we get all these really cool things that we've been waiting forever for? And I believe, Trayvon, you will get your Fantastic.
Bring Henry Cavill in.
Excuse me? What?
Henry Cavill into the MCU.
Henry Cavill?
Yep.
That's cool, yeah.
Somebody like Superman. I don't know.
No.
Whatever character we got.
No.
Yes.
Especially when we just, Trayvon, we just heard David say.
Replace him.
No, we just heard David say he wants to bring back Superman. So this motherfucker can very well still be Superman.
Nice.
again, you can't claim David's a liar yet. He just got there. Like Trayvon don't even
They're
let
trying
you
to
put
save
your pens and
face.
pencils down. Trayvon's just like, you're a liar. I just walked
Guy
in
walk, the guy walked into the building. He's waiting for the elevator. You lied already.
Yeah, Trayvon will be waiting at the elevator like Static Shock, Superman. Where
Yes,
is it?
Right.
It's like, dog, I didn't even see my desk yet. Can I
Can
I
look,
sit down?
let me tell you something.
Like,
If I ain't done, if I hit that shot.
you might not, Trayvon.
Oh,
You might
I'm
not.
so fucking
He's still
mad.
filming
You
his
might
movie.
not.
He's still filming his movie.
Who's
He's
that?
still Michael B. Jordan.
He's a producer. He doesn't need to be there all the time.
Just kick him
No, he
off. Just
doesn't.
kick him
But I
out of
very
it.
much believe the next time we get an announcement, it definitely will be
I don't
from.
want to wait on
Michael.
him no more. Kick him out.
No,
I don't want to wait on him
Oh
no more.
well, shout out to Jayla. I've been saying that as Joel. I've been saying that for forever. Jayla's like Timothy Chalamet for Human Torch.
I don't see it.
I've been saying it for forever.
Nah,
Forever, I've been
nah.
saying
I said I don't. I
Nah.
don't see it. Human
That's my
Torch.
fangasting for forever.
Nightcrawler. I could see that.
No.
Yeah, he could be Nightcrawler.
Not
He hits
Human
it.
Torch. Not Human Torch.
I can see Nightcrawler for sure.
Sorry.
Oh.
No.
But all right, that's all we got for you guys. Really quickly, did we enjoy this last week's episode of The Boys?
I loved it.
Yeah, I don't see. I haven't seen one I haven't liked yet. So
That's how you do a musical. Very quick, done. I thought when they were hyping it, the whole episode was going to be a musical.
I thought they were.
I
too,
was
and I'm
so
like,
ready to
"Ugh."
watch
it
that
was
shit on
some
music.
weird. It was the weirdest thing because I was like, bruh. But I was talking to April and she's like, "Did you get to the musical part yet?" I'm like, "I'll turn this shit off right now." I'm like,
Joel, you know me. My mute button was ready. I watch this shit with captions. Like I'm not listening to them.
I let it play out. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever.
And it turned out to be really good. It was awesome. I understood it. It made sense as long as they understand. Don't do this usually. I'm
Don't
fine.
make this a habit.
Well,
Don't
this
make
week-
this a habit. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
Don't ever do it again. When I saw Barry and Cara singing, I said, "Cool. Don't ever do that shit again."
They
Make-
are singers.
Make another
though.
Make
It
another
made
Glee
so much
series.
sense.
Make another Glee series. Put them
It
in that.
came from there.
Yeah. Don't put
Okay.
that shit in my flash. Sorry.
It was fine.
like no. Sorry.
It was fun.
You're right, because it never happened again, so it was fine. But just don't do that shit again.
Yeah.
But
Make it happen.
the boys has such a winning formula, man. It's ridiculous. Each episode is just drastically better than the last.
Yes. Yeah.
And apparently, Kanan and Tia are hyping up this week's episode
Really?
as the one. Like this is
The
the one.
one.
Well,
This is
the
the
boys
The
themselves,
hero-gasm, right?
Yeah.
the accounts themselves are hyping this up as the one.
Yeah, Tia and Kanan got a chance to see it. I didn't see it. I actually wanted to be a part of everybody watching The Boys weekly.
Look at you.
Because to me, it's one of those shows that's like, I don't know anything about The Boys, right? So it's not like, oh, I want to hurry up and see if they bring in this character or that. I don't know anything about it. So I'm like, oh, I
Right.
might as well just be part of everybody. So maybe I learn as I go rather than sitting with this information for 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for somebody that finally sees it to do a breakdown about it. Like, no, I just watch it with everybody.
I'd
You know what
gladly
I'm
take
saying?
your spot to see it early. I'm giving it up.
It doesn't exist anymore. It's
Be
gone
giving it
now.
up.
It's gone now. Trust me, because when they were hyping, I'm like, I'll go watch it. They're like, oh, it's gone. I'm like, oh shit, I should have guessed. Wait, what's Jayla saying here?
Do not
Nightcrawler, shake my head. Do not make another Glee
Nightcrawler,
series.
for
I'm
sure.
begging you. Yeah,
I would say
don't
that.
do
Oh,
it.
Wiccan. He'd be a good Wiccan too.
I'll give you Wiccan. I'll give you Wiccan. Now, Wiccan's weird because every time you ask Elizabeth Olsen about Timothy Chalamet, she sounds like she's Trayvon. All she does is just thirst over that boy. Every time she talks about him.
How old is he now? Is he too old? I don't know.
Too old to be Wiccan?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
It depends.
How
No,
old?
I can't say it's too old because it depends on what are they looking for Wiccan.
That's
I don't
not
know.
teenager age, right?
To me, I don't think you should.
Why? I mean, that's what they are.
Age him up again.
Yeah, to me, I'm
was
looking go
26.
go closer to Kate Bishop's age. Kate Bishop, right
What's-
around Kate Bishop
who's
and
like-
Ant-Man's
what?
daughter.
So that's like
College.
mid-20s. I think they're like
Yeah.
mid
They're not
or
mid-20s.
early
She's in
to
college.
mid-20s. She was like,
She's like 20. Like,
oh, I thought she was like 23, 20.
2021. She's in college still, right?
All right.
That's how the show started.
Yeah, she's still in college. So if you do it
Plus,
around that
you know,
age, I'm fine. I don't
one of those.
need Wiccan. I don't need them to be necessarily
He's
teenagers.
20. I just saw that he's 26. That's not a bad age.
No, not at all. And look at him. He looks like he could do what, 18 to 24.
Yeah.
So it's like you're fine. You're completely fine.
I mean, they got to introduce them, older versions of them at some point. I feel bad for them kids because, you know, you're going to get booted out for older people. You know that, right?
Yeah,
Unless they
it's
wait
like,
that fucking long.
it's like, hey, are you enjoying this? I'm loving it. You won't be here tomorrow. What? Yeah.
You want what?
No.
Zach? Who?
Yeah, you're going to grow up into Timothy Chalamet.
Zach Efron is Johnny. It might be past his time.
Zach Efron?
Man.
Yep.
If we get John Krasinski as Reed, I want Zach Efron as Johnny. I wouldn't hate it.
I wouldn't hate it. I just think he might be too old.
I don't know. I look at him.
Older.
To me,
That's a
anytime
hard question.
I could look at you and I don't know your age, you're perfect. Because I look at Zach and I couldn't tell you how old he is. I can tell you the range.
Age ambiguous.
I can tell you Zach Efron looks like he's between 26 and 34. That's really all I can tell
Johnny
you.
just has to be younger than me.
How old is Zac Efron?
I have no idea.
30s, early 30s.
I don't know.
I can tell you Zach Efron's
Look at me.
definitely younger than John Krasinski. It might not be by
Maybe
like
late
a lot.
20s.
Old enough.
No, Zach Efron's in his 30s.
34.
34.
Yeah, he's in his 30s.
Wow, we're like a year apart.
Yeah, he's in his 30s. John Krasinski has to be like, what, 38, 40, something like that?
He's a 40 something, man.
Yeah, so
42 maybe?
that still works.
Early 40s.
Yeah, that still works.
That's funny.
That don't look like Johnny
42.
there.
John
Keep the
Krasinski is 42.
Yeah, keep the mustache. Keep the mustache for Johnny Storm. I like that.
No, don't you
Oh, he's
dare.
42.
I like that porn stash. Keep
Porn
it.
stashes should be illegal, period.
Look at Tom Selleck Jr. Look at Tom.
Oh,
Selleck
that's
Jr.
rough.
Keep it.
I'll take
But
it.
all right, guys. Make sure you stay tuned tomorrow night. Me, Dij, and Joel will be going live to break down the NBA Finals, to break down Dij's constant disrespect to Jason Tatum,
Not constant.
and to tell you,
I
and
haven't
to
said
tell-
anything about it since.
and to tell you why free agency and the draft will always be a Knicks fan's worst nightmare.
But also, so fun.
Jason
There's already
Tatum.
been
Who's
trades.
that?
There's new jerseys for the Jazz. I can't wait to
I
talk
think-
about all that shit.
I've
We got
asked
so
multiple
much.
people since then, and they have all agreed with me.
I told you you're not wrong. I just don't like the word.
I don't
That's
like
what I
the word
said.
either. I don't
I don't
like
like
it.
the word.
Cool, but he
I don't
did.
like the word.
He's
I told you you weren't wrong. What did I tell you? I said as long as you grouped in everybody else, I have no problem with what you were saying. And once you said, yeah, they did too. Okay, no problem. I just don't like the word. I don't like
that's
the word.
fair.
It's to me, it's just a bad game, right? It's just a bad game. Again, it's in the most important game, but it's just a bad game, you know?
Yeah,
Look,
shit's a
Magic
bad
got
boy.
Magic got the name Tragic Magic for a reason. So
Right.
you know, it means something. I just don't like the term.
That's fair.
All right, guys. That's all we got. Tomorrow is GVN Sports. Wednesday we'll be breaking down Miss Marvel and Kenobi for the last time. And then it'll just be Miss Marvel going forward.
Stay awake.
Oh, goodness gracious. And on top of that, Umbrella Academy drops this Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Why,
it
yeah,
does?
why it chose Wednesday, I'll never understand.
What
Do you not see how
fuck
jam-packed
trying to
Wednesday
do?
is as is?
Yeah, I'll be watching that Thursday.
I'll be watching that shit Friday.
Yeah.
I will watch you when you should come out. I'm not fucking watching you ahead of schedule.
Trying to
You
get
came
us
out
front of the
Friday.
boys, maybe. I don't know.
They for sure are trying to
Wait,
get us
you want to get in front of the boys by putting yourself in Kenobi and Miss Marvel? That don't make no
They
sense.
figured because Miss Marvel's kind of the lowest rated one, and everybody seems to hate Kenobi. So they're like, hey,
First
put
of all,
something out.
Miss Marvel is making crazy.
The
numbers
reviews
right
are
now.
not.
The reviews
Yeah.
are not the
Right.
problem. Those are
No.
fucked up reviews, by the
They
way.
We're
are.
talking about numbers. Her numbers are phenomenal, right?
Oh, I love the show. I'm not saying.
I tell you what, if you ask me, Juwan, do you want to come out during Marvel and Star Wars or The Boys? The Boys every fucking day of the week, right? Because all Star Wars has to do is some off-the-wall shit, and that's the conversation for the entire weekend. It'll drown you out,
It's the
right?
finale this week.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Why
they
would
could
you
show
wanna come
anything.
out?
I would never want to be right next to that. Good or bad, that show will be the topic of conversation all the way to next week.
For sure, for sure. Hopefully, Umbrella Academy is good enough where we can continue talking about it next week.
I hope so. I really do. I'm in the middle of my rewatch of season 1 and 2. So
I wanted to do it, but I didn't get a chance. I have so much shit I'm watching.
This is season 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Look, stay tuned. I'm trying to talk Trayvon into making a video breaking down his thoughts on what they did to Diggle in the Flash.
Oh, I want to go through that too. What kind of bullshit was that?
You should do it so that way I don't have to.
I
so
fucking hate them.
You should do it so I don't have to actually watch the show.
You know what sucks?
Did you see me tweeting about it? That's probably
did.
asked me.
Good episode, and they
Oh my
fucking
God.
threw that in there.
They did. Yeah, they did. They did. They said, hey, this episode's really good. What is it missing, though? It's like, hey, why don't we piss off fans about the fact that they'll never see
You
Diggle?
know how many
Everything,
times,
why would
if you've
you-
been watching all the shows, Diggle's been in all of them, right? Talking about
Mhm.
this damn box. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he gonna open it. No, I was like, what the fuck? I was so bad. I was so pissed. I was so
He's
bad.
supposed to be. He's supposed to be in Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
He was on there. He
no,
was.
he's going to be on it again.
Right, he's gonna be in there.
No, he
again.
don't even want to see him again. Shit. His character could die off at this point. I don't know.
Look,
That's
Trayvon.
bullshit.
Look, maybe they did that because because
The spinoff show get
that
canceled.
Diggle show isn't gonna happen.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, that should be. That should
What
be
the hell? I
more
want Diggle.
intense.
I wanted Green Lantern. with these
That's what it
kids.
is. That was too
Nah.
big a name to think you could get the rights to that. That was very
Yeah.
ballsy of them, and they could not deliver.
You know what happened, Trayvon? David walked in mid-merger and was just like, all right, what are we doing with Green Lantern? They're like, well, currently Diggle in the Arrowverse, he's just like, scrap it. Scrap it. Throw it
This
in.
shit took too damn long to do it.
He's like, no,
Shit.
absolutely not. You thought. No.
I could have got at least 2 appearances of him in it, and then they could have stopped it.
Oh, they
Would've
could have
been
been
fine.
doing that in a while ago. This is insane.
Let's also, you know what? I get it. They pulled the wool over our eyes. They fucked us over. But let's also not forget that there was a time where we thought the extent of Green Lantern we'd ever get in the CW universe was the jacket of Hal Jordan that we saw in Arrow.
Yeah,
So,
they have yet
get
to
this
acknowledge.
far.
They have yet to acknowledge there's a ring in that fucking box.
Yes. Yes. All we know is that it's green. It could be kryptonite for all we know. But he opens it.
It looked
it's
like
green.
the damn kryptonite box that Nightwing had in the
It
finale
sure did.
of
Yes, it did.
Young
He
Justice.
borrowed it from Diggle. He realized it wasn't a ring. It was kryptonite.
He was just like, that's a really cool place to keep it. Like,
Meteor rock.
store it there.
And I was like, oh my god, you know what? We're gonna get it.
But I will say this.
He
I
couldn't
will say
open it.
this.
I was like, what the fuck you mean you can't open it? What you mean? It was open. What
I
you
will say
mean?
this for the Flash.
Oh,
I was paying close attention to this season to see if this season was good enough or bad enough to justify that it looks like next season is it for the Flash, right? The fact that it looks like we've come full fucking circle to get right back to Reverse Flash lets me know you should wrap this the fuck up. The fact that you've skated past all of his bigger name villains, not bigger, but his big name villains, and either killed them or made them his best friend, you've run out of ideas. You've circled back. You're back at where you started.
You know how tired I am of seeing him lose his powers. You know
I'm
how
going to
tired
tell
of
you
that
this.
shit.
I'm going to tell you
You know how
this.
tired I am.
We know that Flash does not kill. But this show has irked me so much. I keep rooting for him to vibrate his arm and shove it right through Earbod's chest. In this motherfucker. Like, come on now. We done looped back.
I mean, that's how it's always going to end.
Goodness
He's
could've
about
told you- I
gracious.
could've
to
told you
pop
in
up
season
on
one.
him.
I
Power
think,
was
Joel,
on.
I think I would have been okay with it if I maybe got his actual rogue gallery fleshed out.
Yeah,
Right?
the show. You know how the show is.
I know how it is.
What sucks is because like, you have enough episodes to flesh them all out.
Yes.
Like,
And you make them friends, you kill them, you make them legends. It's like, I don't know what's happening here. Why? What are you doing?
I did not think they should do season 9. I'm just gonna say that. I'm
No, I
sorry.
think they
Sorry
gotta
for
do
y'all. I know y'all jobs and everything, but this show
no.
Hey,
that pisses me
hey.
off.
Hold on, time out.
It's
I'm out.
like-
As much as this show pisses me off, that might be the most accurate Flash I get next year. So,
You can't do that to him. You give him a goodbye.
Yeah, you give him a proper goodbye because you're about to throw the other one out the door, Uncle Phil
Yeah,
style. So give
this
this one the proper
motherfucker-
goodbye.
I'm trying to figure out what they did with
He's
Iris.
earned that,
Like, they
that
just
goodbye, goddammit.
snapped
Yeah,
her away.
come
She
on
ain't came back since. I don't-
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. But Trayvon will be doing a video to break down his feelings because he felt very strongly about
Oh
this.
my god!
It was bad.
He was
I
very.
mean, you're sitting there like
I was playing.
finally, and then No.
Yep.
Explain that shit away like, that's fucking awesome. You better take that fucking ring.
He was just like, you know what? I'm a better man without it. Bitch, no, you're not. Like, I didn't give a fuck about you before. This
You
was
were
the only
Spartan.
reason I cared about you.
Stupid
Like,
ass Spartan.
like he's like Didge, he legit goes, now I get to go home to my wife and children. I don't give a fuck about
They
this
don't
ring.
even like you. They don't even like you.
Ring.
Hearing you
forward.
guys talk about this, I'm so glad I left the CW shows in the dust.
Man, oh my god.
I'll never say
Oh.
that because I've enjoyed them.
I could never get into any of them. I literally gave every single one a chance. The only one that kept my interest, and when they took their break, I just fell off. It was Superman and Lois. When they took that long
Superman
break,
and Lois is phenomenal.
They got to stop with it. That's
They
another
have
thing.
the most weirdest breaks though.
They did.
They fucking go away for 2 weeks. One
Yeah.
episode, 2 weeks again. Oh,
Shit.
I forget when
The
it's new.
Flash went away
Like,
with 3 months, didn't it? Flash
Well, hold
went away
on.
for 3 months
The
in the
worst-
middle of the damn season.
Hold on. The worst thing about
Okay.
Superman and Lois taking its breaks, Didge, is that it'll go, all right, 5 episodes left, right? So you'll get to episode 4. All right,
And then
1 month break.
Yep.
Episode 3, and you're like, okay, all right, we're close. All right, 2-week break, and then you'll get episode 2 and 1. Now, what? Hold on, why?
Yeah,
Why
it
break it
was-
up
That's the
so
best
much?
thing. Why? Why would you
killed
do it?
me.
It kills the momentum.
Like, why? I don't understand.
It kills the momentum all the time. It's
They
a
would
good
do it
show.
for like
Really does.
award shows and shit. They were like, oh,
The two
this
best
is
shows.
happening.
The two best superhero shows on CW are Superman and Lois and Stargirl.
Yeah, by a fucking mile.
Absolutely.
By
Absolutely.
miles.
Now, Flash.
Miles.
To me, I think Flash this season has been good, especially the last episode was really good. But until that fucking moment with the Green Lantern,
Minus
fake
Dibble,
Lantern.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't need to
but-
put that deleted scene in there.
Yeah, I've like a lot of the season compared to last season, which was not good. So hopefully it ends on a high note because so far it hasn't been as bad. So that's good. I'll say that about Flash.
Hey, I got binary mode in one of the characters. So, hey,
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, last season they definitely just said, "Hey guys, you know how Godspeed's like this really cool character? Yeah, well, fuck him." So whoa, what? Yeah, fuck him.
We got lightsabers at the end.
We
They
really
ran out
did.
of shit.
We
They
really
ran out of
did.
shit. But all right, guys. So like I said, we got GVN Sports tomorrow, MCR and Galactic Review on Wednesday. Jayla has the Last Scare podcast this Thursday. I
I
believe
is this Thursday.
the NBA draft is this Thursday, so the three of us will be in a group chat.
Oh, for sure.
We'll be in a group chat going heavy during that draft.
I am so excited.
And then we will be bringing back GVN Talk this Friday. We've been gone for a while, but we will be back. AJ will be back. I've been asked about AJ. I don't know why.
Retired. No,
I tried to make him. I tried to. But the fans want him, so AJ's back. He's back this
by
Friday.
popular demand.
He's got a lot to say, so I can't wait for you guys to tune in this Friday. But till then, guys, peace.